Hello, everyone. It's your man Spin Nation here with my man Riders Up Tim. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing great. 4th of July weekend, opening day
Yeah.
at Saratoga, opening day at Ellis Park. It's time for some horses, my friend.
I can't wait. This is the exciting part of the year. Del Mar's not too far behind. This is the great time of the year. Suburban tomorrow. Great stuff going on. Happy 4th of July weekend to everybody out there in the cocktail lounge. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have your cocktails already for the 4th of July picked out and everything. And we're excited. But tonight we're going back to Tool Time and Evangeline Downs, our friend. Tool, great man. If you don't follow him, Tool Time, definitely follow him. He's one of the best follows on Twitter. But we got Joseph Myers and Bobby D already with his picks, and the formula has joined us.
Hey guys.
Hello, sir.
Guys.
How are you?
Hey Sean. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully we don't get rained out today.
Good to see you, Sean. It's not good to see me. So.
Sean was the one talking to me, so I said good to see you.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Tim, decent to see you. Decent.
Well, yeah, right. Exactly.
First bed Bobby in the house already.
Yes,
with the
already ready and locked in. Exactly.
Locked in, as we would expect.
Yeah, exactly. So
how we doing at Saratoga here? Do I want to know?
5 just won race 10.
Yeah,
5 just won race 10,
and the 3 came in second, and I don't know who.
Yeah, Sean and I watched it right before we came on the air.
Oh, they got 4th. Okay, that's not bad. There you go.
Okay,
4th. Okay. He did get it.
Jen? Okay. I got to say this. Jen, have you looked at we're at Evangeline tonight. Have you looked at the last race? Jen, you need to bet the 2-8 exacta.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that. I like that a lot, actually.
Yes.
And both of those are right up Jen's alley.
Holy cow. That is hilarious. Yeah. I'm looking at the names of the horses now. I have them rated very high. They're chalky, but I mean, yeah. That's some serious Ocho right there.
Yeah. Dad and I almost had a big hit last night. One of Dad's favorite names at Assiniboia is Really Slow, and so Dad bet him across at 69-1. He led the whole way until Big Ticket just caught him right at the line at 3-4. But he paid $34 to place and 14 to show, so he still did well. 69-1. He said, "How can you name a horse real slow?" He said, "I gotta bet real slow."
I've seen that horse run a couple of times now, and I keep saying the same thing. How do you name a horse real slow?
And boom,
you got a good sense of humor to do it. Yeah,
exactly. That's like the horse out in California, Low Expectations. How do you go from
Yeah. Can't run, real slow. Exactly.
Hey, Mr. Bias, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Mr. Myers. Yes, we did make the right choice. We cut it a little bit early, but not that early. I think we saved ourselves maybe 10, 15 minutes, but
yes.
Yeah, it was the right call to cut when we did. Cheers, fellas. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Absolutely. So, but now more exciting, we are how many minutes? We are 8 minutes away from Evangeline Downs, race 1. And
7 minutes to post.
Yeah, any scratches here on the board? Let's see here for us.
2 in race 1, the 10 and the 11. The 10, I believe, is a new one because I actually had the 10 pretty high and not scratched initially. I think there was only like 3 scratches initially, 3 or 4.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But we still got a nice full race here. We got 9 horses in a maiden race. Sean, you want to give us the details on that?
Sure. Yes, it is a mile. Maiden 5,000, purse 10,000 for maidens 3-year-olds and up. 3-year-olds 121, older 124, claiming price 5,000.
All right,
and it's at a mile.
It is a mile.
So yeah. So formula. Who did you have here on top on your thing, my friend?
Yeah, let me start walking you through it here. And I did not pull up the monitor yet. I know we only have like 6 minutes to post here, but I will walk you through what I do have here.
Okay.
So I've got some pace advantage on the 8. The 8 is my number one horse because of that. Comes as a little bit of surprise, mainly because of this one formula here, and also the fact that this horse has actually won at the distance and has won more money at the distance than the other horses on average. So there's a couple things at play here. In the last 10 races, though, 0 wins, 1 time in the money, so it doesn't look pretty. But I do like when I look across the board here at the pace, if this horse can get out in front and at a decent speed, nothing too fancy. I like the jockey and the trainer combo here. I think there's a good chance on the 8 here.
Yeah.
I will go a little bit chalkier with my next pick. I'm going to slide on over to the 4. Jockey trainer sire combo comes out as the tops for me. Like the speed figures here, average out nicely across the board. The past 5, the past 3, for the distance, for the surface. Not a whole lot of red flags here. 0 wins in the past 10 races, 5 times in the money. We are talking about maidens here, so I don't have to talk about wins, but 5 times in the money in the last 10. In terms of winnings, I do like the winnings across the board here for the horse as well. My next horse I'm going to go up to is the 6. You're getting a nice little package on this horse here, 10-1 morning line. I like the closing power on this horse. So we talked about horse earlier that was going to be paced forward. I do like the fact that the 6 Stanley Little Boy has some closing distance here, similar to the 4. It doesn't look spectacular, but numbers across the board at the distance for the surface the last couple times look pretty solid here for this horse. So if I give you 3 horses, I could even jam in a 4th one if you wanted, if I were to do that. I'll give you 3 horses because we're short on time here. I'll go 8, 4, 6.
8, 4, 6. Okay.
Thank you, Joseph. 9-2 on the 6 right now. 9-2.
I like it. Okay. All right, Tim, because I know you are always the first one to do it, so I will go next. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Okay, yep. So in this race, this is one of those races where like nobody's won. You know what I'm saying? And no one's really done like stand out, like like super. So yep. I usually in these races like to go for the horse that's the most consistent. And I'm going with the 4. What did we do? Because he's 5 out of 7 in the money at Evangeline. He's 2 out of 4, at least in the money. You get a he came in 3rd. I know it wasn't very close, but with the Bug Boy, came in 3rd in 7,500. I know down there is actually a big difference between 7,500 and 5,000. So and that was at a mile. I think with these other horses that are just not proven or really don't run that well, I think this horse is definitely the horse with the weight that I think can get the job done. So I put him on top. My second choice at a price, I know people are going to say Homer here, but the 1 at 10-1 is interesting to me because it's a preservationist baby, and he's actually going around 2 turns. You know what I'm saying? Which they usually get better as they go longer. So and he's got Reginfo and Cardell's. I'm not terrible numbers across the board, but I like the fact that at Evangeline Downs, this horse clearly needed the first one, but at 7 furlongs versus maiden 10 was closing in evenly. I think maybe with a little more ground, this horse could actually be a value at 15-1, 10-1 versus this group. I mean, we're not talking about the most stellar group here. So the 1 was my long shot pick in second, and the 3rd pick was Prince Liam. Is Gonzalez and Dominguez. Solid 4th at 10,000, clearly going down to the 7,500. So he looks to be in the right spot versus this group. So I was 4, then 1, then 5.
Well, 4, 1, 5 and formula. Give me just your numbers again.
8, 4, 6.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. I do like the 4. I have the 4 in second. The 4 is one that I think should improve against this group a little bit here. I had the 5 horse in third, believe it or not. I do not like the 5. I'm against the 5 a
Neither do
little
I.
bit here.
I'm with you.
And the horse that I actually have on top, the formula does have this one. I love the 6 in this spot.
I agree.
Absolutely love the 6. And
I see it.
we're getting 7-1. This horse has gotten better every time out. That was a pretty good step up last time, and I attribute it to going to 7 furlongs. That wasn't a great trip in the slop, and now we get a dirt track and an extra furlong. Tommy Pompel gets back on board. I love him at this track, and I just think that this horse has a lot of upside and has a big chance here at a price. So I like that one. I did formula have the 8 as my 4th pick. So I do have that one, in my sights here, but those are kind of the ones that I was looking at. But yeah, I'm really against the 5 here. I don't like the 5 at all. Actually, my top horse was the 10 when I first handicapped it, and they scratched the 10 out. But I really like the 10 in this spot. But with the 10 out, I like the 6 even more, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, before the 10 scratched, I had the 10 third. So I had 8, 4, 10, 6. But now it's 8, 4, 6.
Yeah, because I thought the 10 was, would get first jump on the 6, but now, I think that this is a horse that's going to be closing on the speed in here. So I really think that one could move forward, and not that last one was a step up, was maiden 5 twice and moving forward, then goes to maiden 7,500 and actually move forward, and now comes back to the 5,000 level. And I just think it's a really good spot here. So definitely one that we'll take a look at here as the horses are on the track.
I definitely feel like either I'm ahead of the curve here or I'm missing something on the 5, because out of 9 horses, I think we all like certain horses here at different prices. The 5 getting even money. None of us were like jumping up and down saying you got to include the 5. I'm even looking through the PP right now to see what I missed on this horse, and I'm not thrilled with it. I can see like the jockey and the trainer are really solid, but
this one's dropping. I just think that it has to be on the drop that they think that the horse is going to move forward on the drop. But this one dropped into 7,500 last time and really didn't do any better against that group.
No. Yeah, actually dropped into 5,000 previously, and then ran in 9th place in June. Yeah, right. Oh, sorry, ran in 7th place, 9 lengths behind. So, and that was at 2 to 9 odds. This horse was heavily favored in that race, and faded at 7 furlongs, and now we're going a mile here. So I don't get 1-to-1 on the 5 at all. I'm perfectly fine with us finding some long shot here and starting off the day with a club banger.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and the 5, you look at it and you say 10 claimer, but a 10 claimer at Fawner might not be much better than, what we're facing right here. And the 2 races at Evangeline just haven't been that good off the board in both of them.
Completely. Lengths and lengths behind, fading back in both cases. Like, it's, unless they figure out a different path for this horse, I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Mike said the 2, 6, and 8 look most interesting to him. He likes the lightly raced number 2, the price, going blinkers on here. Yeah,
that's not a bad tactic.
The big thing with me with the 2, and I tried to like this one as well, was the connections. The trainer has yet to hit the winner's circle in that one, but definitely is an underneath possibility.
There's something to that tactic, though, because like whenever you see a field of maidens like this, and like, they've got 5, 6, 10 races that you can look at, and you're not thrilled with any of them. If there's one that's been lightly raced like the 2, that sometimes is the key right there. They might hit that maturation point and put themselves above what's been racing already.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a big jump up for that horse, though.
Yeah, I do like, yeah. Even with this, I'm telling you that the one to me is a little intriguing here at
The one?
yeah, 13. I like the move, and I'm not saying it's because it's a preservationist baby. When you look at this field, when he went from 6 to 7, and he just went from 13 to 9, I really like the fact that that horse was moving at 7 furlongs. You know what I'm saying? And when preservationist babies do go longer, they run better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I'm just saying versus a group that's not proven, that's not bad. You know what I'm saying?
I'm even looking at the 3 at 31 to 1 right now and saying I can find an angle on that horse actually.
Yeah.
I think last time out I have him graded as having the best race of this group. And if you look at that race, started off, dropped back, and then moved forward in terms of lengths, ended up gaining like 4 lengths between the start and the finish, and at 7 furlongs. That horse does the same race this time around. He might end up getting up into the money if he's got a strong close in that last furlong.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're 0 minutes, and I think I'm ready. So let's do this. All right, so we're going to start off here in the first race. We're going to play a $2 exacta key box. We're going to key the 6 with the 145.
Like it. I like it.
So 6 has to be in the exacta with one of those other horses on top or underneath. That'll cost us $12.
We got Joseph Myers
each way for a total of 12.
Like that play, Tim. That is a very solid play. Very solid play.
And hopefully we get that 5 out of there. Everything else is paying pretty well when you look at the exacta probables.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Even if we get a 6-5, a 6 with the 6 on top, it's 52, and with the 5 on top, it's still $30 for.
That's still great. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And we're hoping to get that one out of there and cash even a little higher.
Yeah. Good luck to everybody playing along.
What else? So we got here. Bob Jackson says top picks 8-4-1. Joseph Myers. What else we got here? The 8 is the Equine Edge long shot pick, according to Jen. Not that Jen ever looks at the 8 horse.
Never. And rough. A cavalry charge.
It really is, and as they hit the turn there, they're pretty wide. The 8 got called out very wide, but up front, Super Taco has about a half length over Prince Liam. It's another length back to Stanley Little Boy. The 8 horse La Bouquin is on the outside in 4th, another half length back to the 4 inside, another one to the 1 on the rail. Coming up outside, that one is the 7, another length and a half to the 9, and the 3 currently trails the field. Up front right now, we got Super Taco. The quarter was 24-4. 2's opening up a little bit up on the front end at 32-1. Prince Liam not making up any ground right now. Stanley's Little Boy, our 6 horse, is starting to make a move a little bit back in 3rd on the rail. But the 2 Super Taco is still holding up front. Half is in 49.24 seconds. Here comes the 8 on the outside. The 6 has got work to do, but as we head to the top of the stretch here, the 8 is trying to come and reel him in. But Super Taco still has a couple of links. Our 6 has a lot of work to do back and forth and doesn't look to be gaining any ground at all.
Yeah.
Lost my.
No, you're good. You're good. Looks like the two still out in front there. The 5 and the 8 trying to apply some pressure. It looks like they're going to get passed up here. Here comes the 3, the horse that I was just talking about at 31-1. Looks like it's going to be 3.
What a mob scene that was.
So the 3 horse early in the race, when I called it, the 3 was well back, dead last. all the way in the back of the field and closes up in the stretch. That race just really fell apart for the 6, and all of the speed was going backwards.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they dropped a 49-second half mile, so they were really burning it up out there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a 49-second, it was just too fast, way too fast.
Too fast. We're talking a different speed here at Evangeline.
But the crazy thing is, we had the 2 up front on that 49 and really had like 3 to 4 lengths on the field for a while at that pace even.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed like with a whole bunch of the horses, Joseph Myers bringing this up as well. There was a huge shift in some of those odds, like the last minute right before it went off.
Look at my one. Look at my one went to 7-2.
Yeah. Oh, really? 7-2? Jeez.
Yeah. Well, versus this field, and I thought for a second my one was going to make a big run around the turn, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just like that to me, it looked like the race was falling apart on horses that just don't like to win, and thus we got a 32, 17-1,
Yeah. Yeah, and the 3 I was calling that one out at 31-1 before I had to drop off with some technical issues and dropped down all the way to 17, as Joseph Myers mentions here.
Yeah, isn't that
went
crazy?
off at 32-1. Yeah.
Yeah, so someone lost some money on the 1, clearly. That wasn't me. That was right.
Plenty of people lost money on the 2 as well.
Yeah, I know exactly. So that's just interesting.
Sorry, not the 2, the 5.
The 5,
in the house.
The 5 did end up finishing in 3rd, or in 2nd, excuse me.
2nd. Yeah.
Yeah, Jen Super Taco ran a huge race there on the front, just couldn't hold on. But I thought coming around the turn he was going to go the whole way.
Yeah,
especially with those fractions.
Yeah, he just folded up. Colin Sheehan, how are you, bud?
Like a taco.
Happy 4th.
I got in there. Folded like a taco. Yeah. Ooh, I just got blurry. There we go. That's better.
But yeah, no, that was one of those races where, like, it's just anything could have happened, and the form just fell apart.
Yes, sir. Anything can happen, and it did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm curious to look and see what that exacta pays out at. I'm sure it's lovely. 3. Oh, there we go. It's already posted. On $1 would have paid 90. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. Yeah.
But this is, I must say, so we just kicked it off here. This is a great card, actually, in terms of
it's a very
lower level horses. And
but it's challenging. I like, what I'm saying? I like that,
Deep fields here.
Yeah, you're not gonna get, I guarantee tonight you will not get a $12 pick 3. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be way over. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be way over.
We kicked it off nicely though. Yes.
Yeah.
Not we as in the cocktail lounge, but we as in Evangeline and.
Yeah. No, exactly. Now you got a $32 horse on top.
Yeah. Is El Hombre going to show up tonight like Will Ferrell at a birthday party after taking the tranquilizer dart in the neck? I don't know. I talked to him earlier today. He said there's a chance, a possibility he might show up in the second half. So if you hold on long enough, you might be able to catch El Hombre in the wild. Emphasis on the wild. All right. So we had 3, 5, 3, 5, 9. All right. 3, 5, 9. Interesting. All right. So that happened.
Yeah, full fields will make things more of a challenge. I think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they will. They will. If we do hit, though, all it takes is the 1 to help pay off.
Yeah. Oh. By the way, I am totally fine. What do you call? I've been going in and out of air conditioning all day. Exactly. So I got that little like summer cough there, where you go in and out of air conditioning all day.
Oh yeah.
That nasty thing, but I'm feeling just fine. But
sorry, guys, I hit a thumb button there.
No worries. Yeah. But we turned the page. But I like Tim. I like how you bet that race, though. You know.
Oh yeah.
I think that was very solid. You know,
it was horrible.
Well, yeah, that's like a given. But
you had the right idea.
No, you did.
Right?
Absolutely.
We didn't like anyone. So we took a shot at the ones that we thought were the least horrible.
Yeah,
and there we go.
And we were proven by a $30 horse that anything could happen. So
yeah, exactly.
I think that was more than reasonable.
I'm getting some Assiniboia vibes here. 15 minutes to post after we just wrapped up that race. I like the speed at which they turn the page on these.
I know, huh?
I'm digging it.
Loving it.
Just wish we would have gotten a better outcome there, but that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So two horses I'm looking at here in this race, and I know it's early. El Hombre always tells me this, dude, you're looking at the numbers way too early. The two morning line of 20-1, but opening at 7-1 here, or currently at 7-1, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah.
These lines are moving all over the place.
Yes.
The morning line favorite, the one horse, currently 5-2, but now the favorite is the 8 horse at 2-1 right now. Didn't move that much. It was 4-1 morning line. But
exactly. Yeah.
Interesting things happening here. And we are on turf. We are firm as a claimer. Sean, do you want to give us the deep?
Yes, sir. Yes, I will be happy to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So race 2. Here we go, my friends. 6 furlongs, claiming us on the dirt.
Dirt or turf?
Second?
Oh no, it is.
Second's dirt.
Sorry. Second is dirt.
Yeah, second's dirt.
Yep. All right.
Got it. Sorry.
Claiming 5,000, non-winners of 3. So that is fillies and mares, accredited Louisiana bred 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. And
Ethan, we are on race 2 at Evangeline.
Yeah. Yeah. And
but
no
just
scratches.
In case anybody is following along at Saratoga, we have about a minute and a half to the last race.
Yes.
And I'm playing a 5 with 2-7 in that race if anybody's interested.
Like it.
My pick 4 failed. I didn't get so far.
Oh no.
What happened? What's gonna happen? I had 5 and 8 in that race on this leg though. For what it's worth.
I like the 5. I got a 5 with 2-7.
Yeah, Cassidy's so good at stealing those races up front.
Yeah. And Jose is on the 8.
Yeah.
So impossible to ignore Jose with Sherry DeVoe nonetheless.
On fire.
Those two know how to.
Sherry DeVoe, don't you know?
And Jose's on fire regardless. So
he did close out the Churchill meet as the leading rider, won 16 races in the last week. 16 races.
Licking them.
Check this out. He won 16 races for 10 different trainers.
Wow. That's incredible.
So freaking good.
That is so
He's not a burner. He is. Exactly. He is.
Ethan's got a 6-8-12 try box at Saratoga. Good luck.
Good luck, Ethan.
The interest. This is you guys would find this interesting. How many times do you see this? The Laurel Summer Meet, because they go to Colonial, is only a month long. It's not a big, because all the big riders, a lot of them go to Colonial, to ride during the week and everything, right? So their meet is only a month long. 4 guys tied for the jockey title with 14 mounts. Talk about and one finished 5th with 13. So, I mean, talk about a jockey colony. I'm just saying, on a not easy, circuit, 4 different guys had 14 wins and one had 13. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah, how good,
crazy.
That's talking about even,
Yeah.
You don't usually see that. Mystic Sea is the legendary name. Okay, there we go. Yeah, but this is interesting. And how many minutes, Tim, do we have until Saratoga?
11 minutes to post. 11 minutes to post. Take your time.
0 to Saratoga.
0 to Saratoga.
Saratoga.
And 11 to Evangeline. Yep. Yeah, this is this is an interesting race here. Because especially when I see horses that go in and out of the claiming.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen something in this race that I've really never seen before, which is very interesting. We have a 20-1 shot in this race at Evangeline, and does better versus open company than they do versus state breds. That's weird. You often don't see that combination.
Yeah, it looks like they're about to load them up here at Saratoga.
Yep.
We got time at Evangeline.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. Yeah.
I'm still looking over what I got here, too.
You know, the last race at Saratoga, and then I will be there tomorrow for the first race.
Take some videos while you're there.
Yeah.
Vids and pics.
Had some Oscar Performance babies run well today.
Oh, of course. Had to. Yeah. Did you see my video, Sean? Gave a shout out.
I did. Yes.
I think it was what, race 11 or race 9?
Yeah.
I had an Oscar Performance versus my value play there.
Yes. I was very impressed by that.
I'm sure. Indeed.
We're loading them up at Saratoga.
Yeah, we can wait for the Saratoga one to go off before we start talking about Evangeline race 2. Yeah. I know a lot of people in here posting their picks for Saratoga.
Yeah, good luck.
So good luck, you guys. Absolutely. Hopefully we see some winners here for Saratoga. Jose on the 8.
Opening day number 12.
Pretty even start from the 10 on the outside, the 5 in between, the 2 down on the rail, but the 10's got some serious speed. So darn pretty.
Length ahead. Length and a half.
Taking them into the clubhouse turn. Back behind that one, the 2 and the 5, the 11 sits in 4th. Then it's a couple more back to the 7 on the rail, the 1 outside that one up front. So darn pretty. 12-1. The 10 horse leads a 2. The 5 sits outside that one in 3rd. Couple more back to Pinch of Bourbon. The 1 horse in 4th. The 11 and the 7 both outside that one. Then the 6, the 8, all the way back to the 3 and the 12 up front. The half in 48-2. So darn pretty still leads by about 2 lengths over the 5 horse in 2nd. Come on, 5 Key Actress. The 2 is still in 3rd, down on the rail, starting to make up a little bit of ground. That's the 7 horse on the outside, currently in 4th. The 5 starting to make a move on So Darn Pretty as they are past the far turn and heading to the top of the stretch. Here comes Key Actress. Challenging for the lead. So Darn Pretty takes the turn pretty tight, though, and is still right there.
Yeah, So Darn Pretty looking pretty strong.
Come on,
Javier. 5, given a challenge.
Come on, Javier. Come on, Javier.
Is holding on.
Come on, Javier.
Here comes the 8 from the clouds, but he's not going to get there in time. So Darn Pretty wiring the field.
10-5-2-7. And what did I say? I had a 5 with the 2-7.
5-2-7,
yeah. Yeah, right.
Killing me.
Yeah,
how many times have I done that lately, Sean, to where there's like 1 horse that beats my 3 horses?
I know, yeah, exactly. Always the way, isn't it?
Everyone's favorite play.
So Darn Pretty, 12-1. Luis Saez for Brittany Russell.
That was my 3rd horse.
You know what makes Javier so good, and it's really the truth, is this horse has been having distance restrictions, So what does he do? But she's been running on the lead. He pulled her back today. You know what I'm saying? And tried to conserve as much as he could, and then made a run. Sometimes wins aren't always the best. Ride, like for Javier to get 2nd for Billy Mott there. He ran the perfect race. He just didn't have enough. But that's remarkable.
Yeah, I really like that horse.
But love
let's go back to Evangeline.
Yep, back to Evangeline. There we go.
The picks I sent out were 5, 13, 10 on that race. So I had at least the exacta within those top 3.
You did, yeah. Nice job.
Nice exacta too. I didn't play it, but I had it. Story of my life.
Jen had the 10 with her FanDuel win promo.
Nice. Smart move there, Jen. Jen knows how to play.
She does.
No doubt about that. My gosh. Every time she joins, I feel like she's nailing some monster picks.
She knows how to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
We got 5 minutes to go here.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go. You guys hit me with, will I be taking this one on, or do you want it, Sean?
Yep.
All right. Hit me with your plays.
Okay. Yeah.
Hit you with our best shot.
Yeah.
Fire away.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah. Okay. So, Tim, you want to go first, bud?
No.
Okay, I'll go first.
No, I'm kidding.
No, you go first. Yeah.
All right. So many times. Tim, no. Sean, no. Tim, no.
Yeah. Look, unfortunately, I went with the top pick on top. I really like the one Aspen Link here. I think that she probably is in the best spot here. 5,000 non-winner, a 3. Been at this level for a little bit. Tommy Pompeo coming back for Lee Thomas. This one, I'm gonna that last race in the slop. This one moved forward a little bit off of what she had been running, and I think that if she just runs back to that race, that's more than enough to beat the rest of this field. That speed figure is better than anybody else has been running lately. Although there have been a couple of better ones before that last race. I am going to give you a price as my second pick, though. Okay. I'm going to go to number 2, Madeline's Hit. Ooh, yes. I really like the 2. So if you go back to 2 races back in February before the layoff, this horse was in a stakes race at Delta Downs and has been running against much better at Delta Downs. Comes into Evangeline first off a layoff. That race doesn't look like a whole lot against optional claimers, but this horse definitely that if you go back and watch that race, that's a definition of needed a race off a layoff. So the horse was right there, competitive, and then just faded late. Needed the race, should move forward off of that. Not sure that she's a win candidate here, but I definitely think she can finish underneath. And if you look at going into the last race, she had a bullet workout coming into this race. How about that? 4 furlong bullet workout, 48 flat, best of 11 for the day. So I think she should definitely move forward and be competitive here. After that one, to me, it gets a little bit muddy, and you could go a few different ways, but I'll go and give you the 4. You got Melancon getting up here. This is one, the last 3 races, pattern I definitely like. 17 buyer speed figure, 38 speed figure, 47 speed figure. So getting better each time out, moving forward. The last one in the slop. But could definitely finish underneath. Is 4 for 7 at Evangeline in the money, and has 4 for 9 in the distance underneath. So definitely more of an underneath pick for me. If I was to give you one more,
by all means,
I think again it's really tight. If you look at the odds, the 8 is right there, but I was kind of against the 8, so I'll give you the 5. The 5 Classic Deal. This is another one who in the form cycle just seems to be this one is consistent. Look at those speed figures: 44, 43, 45, 46. I mean, runs the same race every time at the distance. So and is just getting beat by a little bit better, has been against some of these in the last couple of races and looks to be underneath. But I think eventually this horse has to move forward off of that. And this might be it's kind of soft underneath. And that's why I said this might be a spot where this one kind of, but I did have it off the board in 4th. But my top picks again. So 1, 2, and 5. I'm sorry.
Okay. 1 minute to post, Sean. What you got for me?
Yeah, I got the 3. Run to Live first. JL Rodriguez, Juan La Rosa, 6 to 1 right now. I really like the way this horse ran the slop last time. I'm going to throw that one out, but yeah, and 4 for 5 in the at Evangeline, 4 for 7 in the distance. Really got boxed. If you watch that race 2 races ago, really got boxed and rallied into third. Rodriguez is doing very good on the meet so far, 12%, very solid. La Rosa and him are 8%, so it's not the greatest combo, but he seems to have gotten well with this. I think if he repeats that 2 back, I think this 3 is really live coming down the lane. So I like the 3. The 1 is definitely, I think he's the right friends, right group. I think this horse will be very hard to beat, and I think 7 to 5 is more than legit, especially with the numbers that he's run versus this group. And my 3rd horse was the at a price was the 2, just like Tim had Madeline's Hit, and you can see why she's down to 6 to 1. I thought this horse is just run against someone thought she was going to be good, and has run better races back here at Evangeline, so she's back on the track where she has most success. So
all right, we didn't leave you a lot of time, Formula. We're circling back.
Right. So I'm just going to jump in, and like you said, Tim, we're getting pretty close to post time. I'm just going to talk real quickly. You guys mentioned the 2. I'm very glad you did. That was actually my top horse.
I love it.
Good, there you go.
I love the 2 here. I think there's definitely a significant class drop. I like where this horse runs on the pace at 6 furlongs, getting close to the pace. I didn't see any horse that was closer. Could end up being out there in front. Could end up wiring the field. Yeah, I'm looking past the 21. I have no idea why the horse was so low, but at 8 to 1 now, if we get that horse anywhere in 1, 2, or 3, we're going to be in good shape. I had the 1 next. Yeah. The 1 does look really solid, 7 to 5. Think he probably earned that line. That's fine with me. Going to have to use him. I did move over to the 3. The 3 was actually my 4th horse here. I went back debating a little bit between the 3 and the 5, but I did have more formula rank on the 3. Speed figures for me just checked out better on this horse. Race times were a little bit better. In terms of winnings, that counts for me. In the last 3 races, I have this one as having the best 2 out of the last 3. The 5 was coming up next. So again, there was a little bit of internal debate there. And I did float on over to the 8, who I also have on a class drop. I have the earnings for the 8 being significant here, which is one of the reasons it got pulled in, and currently getting 3 to 1 on it right now. So there's definitely some reasons the public is looking at that horse as well. So for me, it was 2, 1, 8, 3. If I'm going to box that up, try key box on the 2. So let's get a trifecta here. I like what I saw in terms of what the exacta payouts looked like for a lot of these combinations. So I think if we get lucky here, we could get a price.
I like it.
Thank you. Let's get a winner we like.
And we are loading up.
We are loading up.
Jen is going with a 238 trifecta box. James White has an exacta box 4, 5, and 7. Bobby D's got an exacta 1, 5 with 8, 3, 4, 2.
Yeah. If there's a horse that does scare me, it's the 5, because I do have the jockey and trainers being really strong on that horse now. That is the one that I was thinking of swapping in for the 3, but the figures on the 3 just look so much better to me. So
yeah, that's why I added the 5 in as my 4th, just because it was a little bit spooky, with some of the numbers. Yeah. But I'm with you. I was 1, 2, 4, 5. So
cool.
Yeah. But I totally see the 3 as well when Sean was talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, we are almost off here. We're all loaded up. Or we're at least close to loaded up. They are off right now. The horses are shot out there. It looks like the
1 is getting out there. The guy fell off the 1.
Guy fell off the 1. The 1 is out. The 2 is rocketing up, actually, getting up to an early lead. So what I said about pace, the 2 looks like he's taking over. He heard he's getting out to about a 1.25 lead over the 3. What's that?
Stop the race.
So we got 2 in front of the 3 right now. Classic Deal is also positioning himself in there. Our 8
the 1's back in the race.
Way up.
Wow.
1 is back in the race. Something happened there. The 1 looking to recover. The 2 still
sitting in front of the 1.
got like a half a length lead on the 2 right now. The 3 is looking to make a move as the 5 is also coming in a couple lengths.
2's loaded.
4. 2 is loaded.
Come on, 2, 3.
2 dropped down 4 to 1. The 2.
Come on, 2
is taking off here.
Come on, 2, 3.
Yeah, we got 2, 3 right now, but it looks like the 5 is challenging. We need that 8 or the
3.
1 to come out. The 2 definitely looks like he is the class here as he is taking over the race, spacing himself out there. The 5 is going to make a late push. We are not going to get our trifecta here, but it looks like we do have the 2 on top. It is going to be 2, 5, 4, and 3.
Wow. What happened? That is amazing. The 1 got back into the race.
Yeah.
I thought he was falling off the horse.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I just saw he just came out of the picture immediately.
Yeah, that was amazing. What athleticism! Who's that? Tommy Pompel, even at his age? Are you kidding me? Watch the start. They show the start. This is wild. If you don't think jockeys are athletes, right?
Oh yeah.
Wait until you see the start of this race. Yeah, 2 is much the best there.
Man, yeah. I love that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
And the 5 is
the right course
too. Yeah.
I just had the wrong underneaths. Yeah. All right. Hopefully someone else out there profited off of the 2. We had the right idea, wrong play. Jen Ochoa had a 2-3-8 try box. She was similar to us, but she also lost, unfortunately. See if anyone else is out there who
just needed to drop that 8 for the 5.
Yeah. Let's see this.
Exactly.
Look at this. Watch the 1 here. Oh, yeah. He damn near fell off the horse.
Maybe he like fell to the side, but was able to cling on and reposition himself.
Yeah.
It's got to be something like that because he was definitely on the horse when the 1 came back into picture.
That was amazing though.
Dan, so in the first race, you didn't miss a lot. They had a long shot come in, and we did not have that one. But we were all over the 2 here. We didn't quite have the underneath picks, but we did have the 2 keyed in a trifecta. We just missed here, so that's what you've missed so far. But welcome in.
Jen got the you got the double. Okay, she's got the double with the 2. So good job, Jen.
Yeah, good job, Jen.
Double going with the 2.
Yeah, jockeys and gymnasts, right? That's what Jen's saying here. You put a gymnast or a jockey out there; those are some tremendous athletes.
They're amazing. Yeah.
My picks were 1 with the 2, 4, 5, and it comes in, 2, 2 with the 4, 5, 3, 1.
Yeah. All right. Tim, you were right.
My underneath picks are killing it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I was scared of the 5, and I was right to be scared of the 5.
Yeah.
Then the 4 dropped in there.
Well, if you remember what I said when I added told you I'd give you a 4th pick, I chose the 5 and said I'm kind of fading the 8. I was against the 8 a little bit in that spot, but hindsight, we're all geniuses after, as my friend Sean says.
Yeah, we're all geniuses after the race. Yeah, $10, $5.80, $5.40. Well, that's for that too. That's juicy. She had definitely come way down.
Juicy.
Face much better. But we'll turn the page, right?
Yeah, we got a good field in the next one. 11 horses, and
I love it.
I like this field.
I love it. Yep. We'll get it done. Perfect. Okay. Let's get back to that so I can read the things here. 16 minutes to race 3 at Evangeline Downs.
Tom, why is James calling you an old man?
It's all perspective, right? It's all perspective. Some days I definitely feel like an old man. That's for sure.
And motor crazy bikers. There you go. All right. Race 3. Now, formula. Here we go. Mile on the turf. And we are from Exactly. Yep. Maiden special weight. Purse 34,000 and 3-year-olds and up. And what type of field do we have here? When is the lounge covering Prairie Meadows?
I can answer that. Never.
Yeah.
So number one, if it races in the evening, there's potential there. Races in the evening on Thursday, there's potential. And then number two, if they were able to give us a sweet deal and allow us to broadcast with the actual feed, then we consider it. But hey, if they want to give us a deal, if they want to sponsor us, do whatever, I'm all for it. We can switch over. I'm fine with that. Tim says never, but I'm willing to negotiate.
Well, I say never say never.
Well, I'll walk that back. If they want to pay us, now we're talking different.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. And not to brag, but I do believe we have an impact on Assiniboia when it comes to Tuesdays. I feel like in conversation,
out of all their racing days, Tuesdays is the biggest day that they are up in their purse money. And I have to say that trust the profits.
I feel like there's a profits effect there. But yeah, Prairie Meadows, I can see they're already on race 6 out of 10, which means if we were to cover that whole card, we would have to start pretty darn early. Race 10, their last race is at 8:00 my time, 9:00 Eastern time. I mean, we could do it if we covered a partial card. We could, if they constantly run 10 races, right? There's a possibility there, but we do like the rhythm we're at right now. We like certain parks. We'd have to give it a try. And if they paid us, that would sweeten the deal. Just saying.
They start.
And Dan's saying their first races are always quarter horse, so we wouldn't have to start for the quarter horse races. We could just cover the later ones.
Hey, Dan, if you want to see it,
Dan, broker us a deal, buddy. Broker us a deal.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, what do they always say? Contact your cable provider, contact your horse racing provider, and tell them you want Trust the Profits to cover you on Thursdays. Yeah. Tell them to reach out to us and get a bump on their handle here, because we got 120 people. We just started. And sometimes, we can move the needle for some of these tracks.
Dan, you'd be impressed. On Saturday when I was on America's Best Racing, I was on with Eric DaCosta from Prairie Meadows. He was talking about their big weekend coming up there. And I see this Uncle Sully talked about take Sassy CW, the free space. They're very excited she's coming there. But Eric DaCosta, great guy. If you're out at Prairie Meadows, definitely look him up. He's a great kid. And but that's so funny that they got their big weekend coming up. So check them out.
Sean can name drop the horse racing celebrities like no one's business. I'll tell you that right now.
He's a young kid. He's young. No gray hair. No, he's a young kid, but he's very good at what he does.
All right, guys, we got 11 minutes to post here at Evangeline, and I do believe this is Sean's race, so I'm going to start diving into my picks.
Go ahead.
Let's crank these out. I am going to start with the 9 horse. The 9 horse currently getting 7-2. It looks like he is currently the favorite as well.
Opened up at 5
to, opened up
lukewarm.
That's
the way we like it.
Southscape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Southscape. I've got him as having the best last race. I have him as having let's see, pretty close to the best racing numbers for the surface and for the distance. I've got him with a little bit of a close. I've got him as being closer to the pace. He's getting increasingly closer to the pace. What else can we say? Out of the last 3 races, taking the best 2, he rates best for me there, and I've got him as having the best purse money for the distance, $7,600 for the distance on average. What else can we say about this horse here? That's probably good enough right there. Do like where he's been sitting off the pace recently. He's been getting a little bit closer. He's becoming a little bit more of a stalker. So I think that could play well here. I'm going to float on over, and I'm giving you a price with my next pick. My next pick here has the second best last race, according to my figures. He has the best numbers for the surface and the distance, and I've also got him as being a bit of a pace setter in 5 races, 3 times in the money. That is the 4-horse, Charles Bodie. Opened at 10-1, currently at 13-1, giving you a price on the 4-horse. I love this horse. A lot of my formulas have him as the second best horse in this race. He's also probably going to be the pace setter here. He's the horse that is the most pace forward, in my opinion. So if he can hold on, if he gets very little pressure, he could be tying some things together. I'm going to float right next to him and give you yet another price. I'm going to give you the 5-horse. Only one of my formulas poked this one out, but it's the one that I key off of mostly for Evangeline. This horse also been getting closer to the pace. Last time out, been running better than what he's been running in the past, which is I think why you're getting a nice number on him here. 2 times in the money in 9 races. Going to be a little bit of a surprise. Doesn't have the best jockey or the best trainer. He's had some strong races in between, previous to the last 4 races, I would say. Then let me float on over and give you my next horse, which is, where is it? I'll give you the 10 after that. The 10 currently at 12-1, so I'm giving you prices here, Sean.
Yeah, I like it.
How many of these that Tim has? Another little bit of a closer here. Strong speed figures, although not nearly as strong as the 4 and the 9. He's my 4th horse, but I do like the race times. The race times adjusted for the record, and sits pretty close to the pace. Not close to the pace. Sorry, 2 tiers off the pace. Does have a nice close. Melanson being the jockey here. Yeah. So in order, I will give you 9, 4, 5, and 10.
9, 4, 5, and 10. Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
If you hit with any of those, you're making money.
No doubt. No doubt. All in the, yeah. Tim, what how about you, my friend?
I'm confused.
I figured my picks would be confounding.
Yes, you've confounded me for sure. Now we started off well because I have the 9 on top, and Good. So I was very happy with that pick because I do have the 9 on top, and then you kind of lost me after that one. But right. I agree with everything you said about the 9. I thought the 1 and 3 were going to take a lot of money. They were the early, the morning line favorites over the 9. The 9 was 5-1 in the morning line, but it's currently your 2-1 favorite. I get it. I see it the same way. Another horse who started off at 6-1 in the morning line and is now your second favorite was my second choice. And I'm a little bit baffled in that, the public is going the same way, but I've got the 11 second. And there you go, Brett. So I do like the 11 here. And if you look at that last race, this is a horse that was running at fairgrounds and against much better horses than what we probably see here at the maiden special weight level. So this horse has a little bit of a layoff, comes back in May, and in that last race here or at a Louisiana Downs was really closing up and was the even money favorite. This horse has taken a lot of money at the windows, has been the favorite 3 out of the last 4 times. I don't think takes the money here, but it's a horse to be feared. And I think that the 11 at a little bit of a price underneath, I think it's going to stay pretty lukewarm, honestly, as far as favoritism with this many horses in a maiden race. But I hate to take the top 2 favorites in a maiden race, but I didn't think they would be the top 2 favorites. But I've got 9 and 11. Then I am going to go to the 3-horse Top Notch Protocol that was basically the morning line's second favorite. And this horse to me is the only horse in the race that only has 1 race. And it was a decent one, and it was on the slop, and now we're moving to the turf. And I think that this horse will handle the move to the turf okay. Nyquist does do okay with getting horses onto the turf. So I'm happy with that. And I think that if you look at that last race, and it was here at Evangeline, even though it was on the dirt and in the slop, that was a good close to finish beating just a length and a half as the favorite in that race. So I think that this is definitely a horse that's going to take some money and be right there. And then my fourth horse is another one. When we're talking prices, I do like my fourth horse is the 4. Okay. This is one that I think could be the pace in the race here. Speed has held pretty well on the turf at Evangeline, typically. So this is one that could hold on for a piece of that based on that. I do think that it's one to keep an eye on. But I was 9, 11, 3, and 4.
9, 11,
so
3.
We got to my top 2 picks eventually there, Tim. And don't worry about picking chalk because I made up for that for you.
Interesting. Very interesting. And how many minutes we got left? We
got 5 minutes left, so you got plenty of time, Sean.
I think I
Why is Malachi saying hell froze over?
Because you and him picked the same picks.
Yes.
That's not that unusual, Malachi.
He seems to think it is.
Malachi, let go of last week. Let it go. Malachi, let me tell you how speed figures work.
Jen is also digging the 4. That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Sean?
Yep.
You got our picks. What do you think?
Yep. I said ring the bell.
Ooh. We don't even get to hear from you. He's just going.
Oh yeah, no. Mine was my second pick. Okay. But I'm going to say this. You don't see at Evangeline Downs Nyquist babies almost at all. You know what I'm saying? That is so not in the usually in the Evangeline stakes thing, right?
Sure.
They bring this horse down to Evangeline. Colby, the little brother of Brian Hernandez, rides it. Great ride. Now you put him on the turf. Nyquist babies are $175,000 each. I just think that they have a horse here that I think maybe he's getting a little overlooked only because he's what do you call it, going on the turf for the first time. But I think these guys have had a plan all along, and I do like the 9. I was going to do an exacta box, but I just think at 5-1, I want to get us back on the winning track here. So I am just going to do 4 across on the 3 Top Notch Protocol, because I think this horse with the connections is going to just be a legit horse down in Evangeline.
Okay.
You don't bring
and you know what? Considering this horse, you're getting 5-1 on him right now.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, we saw what happened to the line last time between post time and the last few minutes.
Yeah.
But if you get anywhere near that, solid play.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's floated up to 5-1. He was the 5-2 morning line favorite, and I thought he would definitely be amongst the top 2.
Yeah.
But, we just have to mention this. We didn't talk about the 2. The 2 is Who is Chief? That would be me.
There you go.
Chief. So if we get personalized Trust the Prophet shirts, you would have Chief on the back of yours.
Don't you see all the Chief heads behind me? There's 3 of them back there.
Okay, you got a few. A few. I see it.
3.
All right. Yeah. All right. There we go. $4 win play show on the 3.
Yeah. When I studied this, what's interesting, I think Tim, you'll agree, and definitely formula. When I said solid pick most likely 8-5 favorite when I saw the 3, you know?
Yeah.
And then I thought the 9 would be at like 4 or 5-1, which, you know what I'm saying? And he's at 5-2. But the double is way low on the 9. So obviously, you know, so the 5-2 is based on the double is not a surprise at all.
Yeah.
You know? I just thought maybe the odds would be a little bit reversed, you know?
Yeah, I'm shocked at the odds as well, given everything that you've said, and I totally agree. And looking at the horse, and like Tim said, only one race, and looking pretty good, looking to project better out of that. Nyquist and Trainer and the jockey are pretty solid, comparable to this race as well.
Yep.
Joseph Myers, is there actual Trust the Profits merch? You know, we don't have like you can buy it, I think, through YouTube. Trust the Profits merch.
Yeah, if you go to the channel, there is the option to purchase some stuff, but it's using probably not our preferred logo. It uses the whole thing, you know. But yes, we definitely need to come up with something.
Yeah, and I've printed out a few T-shirts, and as soon as I get addresses for people, I can mail them out. But part of it is on me.
I'm going to send you mine right now because I'm tired.
Oh no, now it's back to me. Yeah. No, I do have some shirts. I've worn them on occasion, as you probably saw from some of the shows. And yeah, my buddy who doesn't live that far from Evangeline Downs, or maybe it's Delta Downs, who lives closer to, actually developed the logo for us, and it's a pretty cool one. I think it's a fun shirt to wear. Any thoughts on the 1? Asks Brett. I think we talked through the 1 a little bit already. Tim, did you have love for the 1?
You know, I did not have the 9, the 1, excuse me, in my tops. I was 9, 11, 3. But if I was to give you one more, the 1 would have been it.
Yeah, I do think it's a huge thing that he's coming from the fairgrounds races, and Timmy Thornton sticks with him.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Timmy Thornton
sticks with him. That's huge, you know?
Yeah. And the first race at Evangeline, off a little bit of a layoff, was pretty much the exact same race that he runs every time. Listen to these buyer speed figures: 59, 58, 58, 59, 59. He runs the same
consistency
every time.
Yeah. And this is what I'm basing it on. I could be, as we're all geniuses after the race, right? You look at the 1, you look at the 9, you look at they've all run very solid races, right? But even like the 9 was in a $50,000 claiming race, ran very well. So there's no disgrace. But I'm just saying, I'm just going on class. You know what I'm saying? And I think the fact that the 3 stayed in the maiden special, has gone to the turf, and is a Nyquist baby. Something tells me that Little Miss Protocol was brought to Kentucky, you know, and over at Donegal, and dropped, you know, and then dropped back in LA, in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? So I think they have a good one here.
All right.
Yeah. So this should be an interesting race, though. But I do agree. I think both their Tom and the Formula and Tim's picks are very solid. And if the Formula's picks win, you are making some stacks.
Yeah, indeed.
But hey, but you know, just like the first race, you know, Formula, you know, it can come in down here, you know.
This is a card where we're going to see surprises like that.
Yeah,
and that's why I had no qualms about putting out 9-4. What was it? 9-4-5 and 10. Was that my fourth one? Yeah, 10.
Yeah,
9-4-5 10.
Yeah,
but we're focusing on the 3 right now. We're looking to get some stacks out of the 3.
I will say, watch my underneath horse. The 4 should be the pace in here. So see if.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too.
Tim does have the 3 in his trifecta, so he can be rooting for me down the stretch, which is always
Indeed. Kyle Graves, I do like your trifecta key box there. I think, if that one comes in, that one's going to be very solid.
I agree.
But yeah, I'm looking at the 4 here. All right, guys.
They're all in.
Il son parti. That's my best imitation.
I love it. There you go.
All right.
So from the outside, here go the 9 and the 11 with the 3. Stop the race.
Wow, the 4 is in back. Not where I expected to see the 4 at all. Must have had a bad start. I didn't detect it.
Really, really weird.
Yeah.
But up front, Southscape at 6-5 is your 6-5 favorite. Takes them onto the backstretch. Does the quarter 24.51 seconds. Star, the 11 horse is currently sitting in second as my ADW resets, and I have to hit play again. Back in third, Top Notch Protocol on the rail on the outside. Victory Prince at 12. It's another length back to the 7 outside. The 2 is currently sitting behind that one. Then you've got the 6 in between horses, back to the 1, the 5, the 4, and currently in dead last is the 10. Up front, Southscape has about a length lead over Star, the half, 49.69 seconds. Coming up on the outside in third is Victory Prince, and just as I say that, Top Notch Protocol makes a move to take third down from the inside. Star on the outside tries to make a move, tips to the outside, but up front, Southscape still has a lead as they hit the top of the stretch. Southscape up front.
Come on, Colby.
Star is currently in second. Colby. Here comes the 3, tipping to the outside, going to make a run at the top 2.
Down, baby.
Southscape, Star. The 3 is right there. It is going to be 9, 11, and 3.
By a nose.
I got the try.
Great work. That's awesome. We go down further, but Tim's got the try. So everyone, yay, lounge.
Dude, what did I say? 9, 11, 3.
I know.
Kyle Graves hit it as well. Good job.
Great job, guys.
Got a few people, I think, that hit this.
Inquiry on the 11 for cutting them off.
Exactly, Keybox.
Sean,
you got the 11 in second there.
Get up there because
no, I know you were.
Yeah, we got some winners in the lounge tonight.
Watch that 3 next time.
Oh yeah,
that 3.
That was the first time on turf and only the second race. That 3 is going to be a good one. Keep an eye. Put that one in your virtual stable.
Yeah, that one's going to be a stakes horse down there.
All right, Bob, way to go. Let's go.
Great job.
Yeah, great job, guys.
Oh, Kirsten's mine. Like, hey, where's Alex?
We got a lot of winners today.
I had that one ice code, 9, 11, 3.
You certainly did. That should have been Tim's race.
Mala thought you actually had the 3 on top. So you had the 3, but I had it ice cold.
Jen had an $8 exacta. Nice, Jen. So everybody won but me. All right, yay. Awesome.
No, we got show
I'm out
money.
here too.
We got show money.
No, exactly. No, we're very excited for everybody in here.
Indeed.
And that's what I liked. I like 3, 9, 11. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to, because we were down. I just thought the 3 would be. Just wish he tipped out a little bit earlier. At least get second, you know.
And I thought the 3 was going to get second, and I kind of hoped the 3 did because I had the 9 keyed over the other 2, and the 3 was 6 to 1. So.
I know, yeah.
3 paid out a little bit better.
Exactly.
So 9 over 11 paid $8 on a $1 exact. So what do we think this trifecta is going to pay? I'll say 28
for 50 cents. You're saying
50 cent trifecta, yeah.
50
the deep
cent.
Field.
Yeah, I was thinking $25. So
25. Yeah. Okay, what do you got, Sean? What do you guess?
Yeah, because it's the 3 low doubles in a row.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be great. It's going to be very solid. What I'm saying,
Yeah. It should be in the 20s.
Let's see.
There we go.
It's official.
Yeah, we still got 420 to show. That's not bad with those 2 on top. Wow. I thought we were going to get like 220.
420, and we had it for $4, so we get back $8.40.
Whew, we were wrong, Tim. Trifecta paid 43 for 50 cents.
50 cents?
All right, that's $160 for me.
That's a bargain.
I had it for 2.
Oh, did you really? Oh, well done. Well done.
Well
Yeah, we
done.
got some people out there. I know Kyle was saying just hoping to get his money back, but
I think
you're better than that, Kyle.
Kyle, unless you really went deep,
172.40.
That was bigger than I expected it to be. With the two chalkier horses being on top there, a 6 underneath. I didn't expect it to balloon up to 43, but also there's a deep field, so that pool extends out a bit.
Yeah.
$4 gets me 172. I like that.
C. McMahon.
Well played, Tim.
I remember when this kid was supposed to be like the can't miss jockey. He got to fairgrounds and just won everything as an apprentice.
Interesting. Then what happened?
Let me put our
Then the journeyman. Then they lost the bug, and it becomes much harder.
Yeah.
He also got injured, and that didn't help either.
Yeah.
That doesn't help either. He really got hurt. Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna grab a quick refill. I'll be right back.
Sure, no problem. Yeah.
Great
job, everybody out there.
Look at that.
Look at that. Love it. Look at that. There you go.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take
it. Them.
Yeah.
Good ROI.
Gatekeeper. Yeah. Great job. Indeed. Yeah. Great job, Rick. Everybody. Jen.
I think Tim stepped away so he can spend his money. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. We definitely got winners out there on that one. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Good job not taking my advice.
I know.
Did not work out this time. Sometimes
if it didn't come in, though, it would have been huge, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. I am curious to see where we're at on this next race. Curious to see where the odds are, because you could never tell it, Evangeline.
And you're always, as I always say too, you're always geniuses after the race. Because you remember, I said I was going to do a try, and that would have been 9-11. But I would have keyed the 3. I would have keyed the 3. You know what I'm saying? We still would have won. But I'm just saying, you're all geniuses after the race. You know what I'm saying? So, exactly. I thought the 3 was the best, and he just didn't, But it's not one of those things where you get mad. You did, Yeah. Move on. All right, race 4. And people in here won. That's the most important thing. Exactly. Absolutely. So, good job. Race 4 coming up here. Okay. All right. Race 4 is a mile, claiming 5,000. First 11,000 for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. Here's Tim's.
Does he have a magic bean in this race?
Huh?
Does he have a magic bean in this race?
Yeah, exactly. That is the question. Will he have a horse that he thinks had the best maiden win?
I've got 2 that I have tied for the best maiden win.
Okay, yeah.
But then I've got 4. I only go back 10 races, so if you have to go back further than that, I don't have it. So
right.
And of those 4, I'm only using. Sorry, of the 2, I'm only using one of them in my top 4, and it's my 4th one.
Yeah.
So
this is what makes these tracks so hard. Is that there are horses that absolutely love Evangeline, hate Delta, love Louisiana, hate Fairgrounds. They can go from one track to the other, look fabulous at one, then they just absolutely do nothing on the other one, and then they come back and it's amazing,
Yeah, and this is why for this race I definitely keyed off of the horses that have my best big speed figures for the course.
Yeah, for the course.
Evangeline Downs.
And I think in Evangeline, that's a big thing,
Yeah.
That's a big thing, because that really, the horses that run, well.
Yeah. Marla, one of our early adopters here. Marla,
hey, Marla.
Hope you're doing
well.
How are
you, my friend?
Good to hear from Marla every once in a while.
Football as well.
I know you were an early supporter of the show, so thank you always for checking in.
Yeah, thank you, Marla. How you doing, my friend?
So, guys, I am going to go through my picks now because I'm going to have to drop off in a second here.
Okay.
I'm going to go through mine one by one as per the usual. My top horse here is currently at 9-2. That is the 8 horse Muncie. Muncie or Munkle? Munkle.
Which one? The 8? Munkle.
The 8 horse. Munkle? All right. I thought it was Muncie at first, but I've got like a really small font on there. So the L and the I. Anyway. Yeah, so I've got, I'll just break the ice now and say, I've got a cluster of horses that are sitting right next to each other, and those are my top 3. And you guys can probably guess which 3 horses they are, especially since I told you my top horse is the 8.
7, 8, 9.
But it goes 8, 7, 9 for me in that order. Those are my top 3 horses. I look at them, and you look at the speed figures, and you look at the speed figures for the park, and it's all green. And then everything to the left of that is all red, except for my 4th horse. And I'll get to that horse in a second. But yeah, this horse, I've got this horse as being a little bit closer to the pace, a little bit more pace friendly. I've got a few horses that are very close, but all 3 of these are actually on average within 2 lengths of the pace, which is positive. Speed figures, like I said, they're all on top. The 9 I have as having the best last race. The 8 I have as having the second best last race. In terms of jockey trainer sire combo, I've got the 9 and then the 8. The 7 falls into second place on a lot of these. For the last 3 races, dropping the worst one, the 7 comes out as my best. So if I'm going to give you a surprise here and throw you a 4th horse, since we do have we have a 9 horse field after the 10 scratched, I'm going to give you the 5. So next up in terms of best speed figures at the park would be the 5. A little bit lighter green here for me on my temperature map. Looking good for the park, as I mentioned, look good on turf, but also looks fairly good on dirt, better than some of the horses to the left, the 1 through 4 and the 6. And then I've got him as having the best win of the group in terms of last 10 races, best win. So if anyone broke their maiden more than 10 races ago, I'm probably not seeing it. Has set close to the pace before, but I got on average for the most part sits pretty far off of the pace. So not a lot of confidence there on the 5. He's got a big number, but if I'm going to give him to you in order, 8, 7, 9, and then 5.
8, 7, 9, 5. I like it.
Where did you have the 1 formula in your numbers?
The 1 is a curious one, actually. Yeah. So the 1 would be next. I've got the 1 as
I had
class
that one
drop.
4th, and that's why I asked.
Yeah, it's kind of splitting hairs between the 5 and the 1. Comes down to at this point, do you trust like the speed figures more? Do you trust some of the other things like dropping in class a little bit more, showing that they gain ground? I do have some of the earnings being pretty considerable for this horse, a little bit more so than the 5, at least at the distance. But yeah, they're rated pretty close for me between the 1 and the 5. Very astute there.
Yeah, we needed like one of those graphics of like Goldberg going, "You're next." Is that
It'll come. Just put it on my list. I'll start burning through those. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Father Goldberg, "You're next." Exactly. But this is an interesting race, and yeah. And what were your numbers again for me, just so I can write?
Oh yeah, no problem. I've got 8, 7, 9, 5.
Yeah. That 8 is definitely a live one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I had him high in this race, and 5-2. Obviously, they do as well. Yeah. In this race, I was my first pick was the You Good, Sam David Jr. Having a really solid meet. Was he 21 out of 45 in the money? Thornton gets on for the 3rd time. The double is very low. I like the fact that this horse came from Fairgrounds. Sometimes these horses don't like the track. 1 by 7.5. It's always the hardest thing to go up against winners for the first time. And he more than held his own, even led, dueled out, finished. But I love a horse who will fight in his first ever win. And I just think this horse could just be a solid one to win in this level for his next thing. So I was him. Second, I like Munkle, Cordell Cormier. Have not a terrible meet. He's got CJ McMahon, who just won the last race. Very solid 50 buyer last time. Losing to Saucy Argument, who has been a multiple winner. What do you call it? In terms of, multiple check getter. So that's a good horse he lost to. So I think the mile distance, look at the 2 seconds, is definitely in his wheelhouse, and I think that's very solid. And my third pick was the one Jozan, and I did like that last. I know he's going a mile, but the only time he's going against the mile is optional 50 non-winners of 2 and allowance 59,000 non-winners of 1. And I don't think this group was quite that group. So I think at a price, I thought with Ramirez and Morel, even though she hasn't won yet, this is a good. She showed some life in the last race, even though she was 65-1. And she is dropping down. At least the trainer's finding the right sandbox with the right people. So I thought the one maybe at a price underneath could get up there for somewhere underneath. So I agree
with you on the last race. I'm sharing what I got here. So a 5.9 for the last race on Jozan. So I definitely see what you're saying. Over the past 3, over the past 10 in the red, definitely rated lower. And what I keyed off of, especially with our last conversation, didn't like the horse as much at the park. Those numbers were lower for me, whereas the 5 was a little bit higher here with the 5.88. And this is the cluster I was talking about. When you look at 7, 8, 9, you just see all this green in here. So this is like my formula figures for the past 3, the past 10 at the park, turf, tapeta, dirt, and then saying like, okay, what is the surface? Taking whatever the surface is down here, and then what is the distance range or thereabout. So yeah, this is how I landed on these 4 horses here. But yeah, I see what you're saying. There's certain things about this horse. There's the class drop. There's the closing ability at 8 furlongs, which are really good for the 1. So there's like some intangibles there that stick out for the horse.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I was 9, 8, 1. Brett's got 9, 7, 8, 6. So he's and then 7 was my 4th pick, by the way. So I was very close to you.
Yeah. So I was pretty close, Sean. I was waiting right before your 3rd pick because I also have the 9 on top. You good and. The one thing, in these non-winners of 2, this is my angle and everything. And then when I look at best wins, even though the win was at a slightly lower level, 2 things always make it weighted, and that is recency and win at the distance. Most of these have not won at the mile. Their only win has been at different distances. So, and like you mentioned with You Good, I love that this horse came back and first time against winners gave them everything that they wanted and was right there and finished a really good second while increasing speed figures significantly. So this is 2 for 2 at Evangeline with a 2 for 2 in the exacta, win in a second. I don't think you can count this one out. I did have the 8 as my second as well, just like you. Yep. Another one that moved forward pretty well, has done great at the mile distance, even though this horse only has 1 win like everybody else in the race. This horse has been in the trifecta 4 out of 6 times.
Yep.
So I just think that Munkle really fits here, and I like this horse a lot. I did have the 7 as my 3rd horse, and the numbers are a little bit behind for me. Gonna move to a new barn this time, a barn that does really well first time with the trainer. So that was the angle that I was looking at here. They're 27% first off. And remember, those numbers relate more to the win. I don't think this horse is a win candidate, but based on the fact that this barn typically takes horses off the claim and gets them ready and does well with the win, I definitely think that that's an underneath play. And then I did have the 1 as my 4th horse, and that's why I was asking the formula about that one. So obviously, out of the non-winners of 2 life in here, this is the most experienced by far. This horse has been in 27 races. It's been a long time since this horse won. So this horse actually won 4th time, won in his 4th race, and now has 27. So in the last 23 races, cannot find the winner circle. But even underneath in 27 races, has only found the 2nd and 3rd place 5 other times. 3 of those, though, have been at Evangeline. It's in this race here, when you look at the rest of these in the field, this is probably, for me, it was what I considered best of the rest. But I was pretty solid with the 987. I think those 3 horses are really a cut above everybody else in this race.
Hey guys, I'm going to drop off. Good luck the rest of the way, and have a great 4th of July. I don't know if we said it already, but happy 4th of July to everyone, you guys especially, and looking forward to picking some winners here. See ya.
All right, see you, bud.
See ya.
Yep. And we got Vince Watson's got an 8 with a 249 exact to try key box, and Bob Jackson as top picks is 579. We got 160 people tonight on the 3rd of July. Love to see it. Now, this is weird. They have on my thing. They have the 8 is the favorite at 9-2, and the 9 at 6-5 in blue.
Yeah, but the 8. I'm currently showing the 8 as even money. The 9, the 9 is double that at 2-1.
Yeah,
and the 7 is the 3rd favorite at 9-2. Those are the only 3 horses in single digits. The 1 and the 2 are both 14-1. They would be next.
Okay. Tim's going for 2 tries in a row. Yeah. Yep, no doubt. This is an interesting race here. I love the fact that at this track, the races are competitive. You know what I'm saying? There's no like single. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. Even the favorites are beatable. Are you good? Is that a cloud computing? And we have to ask it. Tomorrow's the big Suburban Stakes up at Belmont. Belmont and Saratoga. And who do we like in the big race tomorrow at Saratoga? Your answer does not have to be antiquarian. If you like another horse, then definitely let us know. But we are just 0 minutes to post. No, we're still moving around there. Tim's making his formula thing.
I am. I'm baking it all up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to be confused with the I'm baked up here.
Yeah. I'm Bob. I'm trying to get 1 horse. The trifecta. On the day today, you will laugh at this. I'm officially $1 ahead on the day.
But Sean, back to your question and your point about antiquarian. I love the horse, but I think Locked is really tough in there.
Yeah, no doubt.
A horse I kind of like a little bit is Phileas Fogg.
Phileas Fogg, yeah, coming from the rail, yeah. No doubt. Yeah, I'm not one of those people, folks, just because I'm rooting for him that I think he's good. You know what I'm saying? I think he's got a chance? Absolutely. But I'm saying, there are some very good horses in that race. Yeah.
Yeah, no, really. And I mean, top to bottom, you could make a case for a lot of them. So
absolutely.
We just love good races. So
sure. Oh yeah, Disarm. You can make a case for Phileas Fogg.
I think Disarmed is dangerous as well. Also, Marin.
Yeah, Locked. Yeah, exactly. Are you on the Anna Marie thing still?
I've always liked that horse.
I know. Yeah,
but no.
right.
Ditched that horse long ago.
Now Curtis brings up an interesting one because Norm is my boy, and Justin owns that horse, so obviously I'd love to see them win. But and I like Malatha's pick. Malatha's a very smart man. But now this is interesting. So Awesome Aaron gets a 103 buyer, right? And runs very well at Pimlico, right? But look who rode him that day, Johnny V, right? And Johnny V comes back to Antiquarian and said, you know what I'm saying? And now I know it's Pletcher, I know it's Centennial, and Johnny loves Antiquarian, but I'm just saying, it's pretty hard to jump off a horse who gets a 103 buyer. So I'm just saying, it's just interesting. It shows the love that Johnny has for Antiquarian, to jump off a 103 buyer horse, because he's got 200 buyers in a row. So I just thought that was interesting.
For sure.
Kyle Graves got exactly key box 2 with the 1789. We'll talk about this a little bit later after the race here, but. They're going into the gate. Did we do your pick, Tim?
Oh shit! No, we didn't. No, they hit it to the gate already. All right, I'm just going to do a $2 try box 789.
Yep, there you go. Love it.
It'll cost you $12. $2 try box 789.
Yeah.
Boxing them just to be sure, but yes, those 3 horses to me.
Yeah. Looks like kind of like a cloudy night there at Evangeline. There we go. They're off. You want me to do this one, Tim?
Sure.
And it's the 3 on the outside with the 7 right on his tail. The 9 trying to track them both. The 4 right on the rail. It's the 6 followed by the 8, and then the 1 and then I can see them all. So the 3 and the 7 ding donging with the 9 right out on outside of them. That quarter and 23 and 4. The 3 Gone Elvis continues to leave Maxi Boots right on his outside. The 9, You Good, sitting right off them. The 4, Raz at 75-1, trying to blow up the apple cart. The 6, right behind them. The 5 and the 8, and it's well back to the other 2. We're waiting for the half here. The 3 continues to lead up on the lead there. We have the 7, Maxi Boots, sitting right off the pace. We got the 9 and the 4 stalking on the inside. The 6, the 8, trying to make a move from the back.
Come on, 8.
Let's get that 8 up here for Tim. Let's go. So the 3 still leading Gone Elvis, 20-48 flat. The 7's going, the 8, but we got to get the 8 going. The 7 and the 9 are trying to make a move here, but the 8 is trying to run flat. Let's get this 8 going now. Come on, get this 8 up for 3rd. Come on now. get this 8 going. We got the 8 on the out. We got the right now it's 9 and the 7. The 6 is trying. The 3 is in the middle. We're all over the track right now. The 9 is too good for this group. You good? I'm too good.
Yeah.
It's going to be 9. So 9, 6, 7, and then maybe 8 or 3. Well, the 9 was definitely the good one, you know?
Yeah, I thought the 9 was much the best. I really did. I had that horse on top, as did you.
Love that 9. Was it 9, 6? Is that what it was?
Yeah, 9, 6, 7. I think the 6 nosed out the 7.
7, okay, yeah. So, a little bumping going on there. Hold all tickets.
Yeah, the 7 did get held up a little bit there.
Yeah, by the 9. I mean, the 9 was clearly the best horse, but he did kind of come in on the 7, you know? And you could say it did cost him a place at least for second, you know? I'm not saying we wouldn't have beaten him, but, you know, You Good is just too good for that group. If he could have just gotten that 8 going there, Tim's 9, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if the 7, the 7 guy almost comes off his horse. Interesting to see if the 7 claims. I don't think he will, but I wouldn't be shocked if he did, though. You know, he did kind of come into him. I don't see any inquiry. Definitely was much the best. Did anyone win that one? Oh, yeah. So Joseph had a question while we're waiting for the page.
I just saw it too. Go ahead.
Yeah, question right. Yeah. If you want to claim a horse from a certain race, you have to submit a claim on the horse before the race. Yes, you do. Yep. And then you find out after the race whether who got it. But you find out before the race whether your horse has been claimed. You just don't know by who. Exactly. So they will tell you, because if your horse wins or runs, then they have to tell you who the horse has to go back with. Exactly. So they will tell you beforehand whether your horse has been claimed. Now, if there's only one person that's trying to claim them, then they'll tell you. But if there's let's say, perfect example of Saratoga today, there was a horse that ran 25 people were in the Saratoga office, all trying to get the same horse. And there was a 25 way shake. You know what I'm saying? So they will, and that often happens at Saratoga. So you will not know. But if I was running a horse and Tim tried to claim my horse and he's the only one who put in the claim, they will tell me before the race that it's Tim who claimed the horse, because there's only one person who put in the claim.
Absolutely. Hey, Mark and Betty, subscribed from the UK.
Hey, really, Mark and Betty, thank you so much, friend.
I will tell you, we have a couple of regulars at times. One for sure checking in from the European side. We've had regulars coming in from Australia from time to time.
Great.
So
yeah,
welcome in for sure. Love to have you.
Yeah.
And thanks for the subscription. Follow along with our channel.
Yeah, thanks, Mark and Betty. Yeah,
we're just a group of guys who love the game, who all have other jobs, who don't do this for money. We do it for the fun and the love of the sport. We don't charge for the things that we do. We just put the stuff out there. And one thing we always say is, we're never telling you to bet our stuff. We're trying to share our information. You can tell us we're crazy and bet your own, and that's okay. We love it.
Yeah. 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 So that was all right. So, and And let's see what those pays were. If you had the $1 exact at 9.6, 21.50. 50-cent try 9.67, 44.50. The 10-cent super 9.673, 49.90. $1 daily double 9.9, $5.30, and the 50-cent pick three 2.99, $17.35. There you go. So the losing owner does know he's losing the horse before the race. Yeah, only if there's one person, Joseph. But they will tell them that if there's multiple claims, they will know they lost it. They just don't know how many people claimed it and who got it. Oh, too darn hot. There you go. There you go. So we are on to exactly. So we'll get back here, Tim, for a second here. So yeah, I'll quickly go through the race here, Tim. Just see. We'll get your thoughts here, Tim, and let us know, guys, if you guys think there's anybody that I know Malathot likes Antiquarian. I'll go just quickly through them, Tim, and you just tell me yay, nay. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Phyllis Fogg, you like for Gustavo, right?
I do. Not on top, but I do.
Sure. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. And then Disarm.
Disarm. I really think is a trifecta threat.
Yeah. San Siro, probably for Brendan Walsh. Probably.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Locked, definite. I think
is my top pick.
Yeah, favorite and rightfully deserved, by the way.
Yeah, is my top pick. I like the horse.
Yeah, Ben Doog.
No.
Okay. Your buddy Anna Marie.
No, don't like it all.
Yeah. Antiquarian.
Antiquarian trifecta underneath.
Yeah, got it. And Awesome Aaron.
Same thing. I'm putting that horse more like a third, fourth, more like a superfecta pick for me. But I'm looking at like Locked, Phileas Fogg, Antiquarian, Awesome Aaron.
Got it. Okay. There you go. And I don't know if you saw, but Final Gambit is trying the turf tomorrow for the first time in the Belmont Derby. I thought that was interesting. The gray going onto the track, but then again, when you have Judmont, Brad Cox, and Flavian on a turf race at Saratoga, at least it immediately gets your respect. You know, our friend from the Ammerman's test score is running at Saratoga tomorrow. New Century for Brendan Walsh and Oizen Murphy in tomorrow. So an interesting field. Got some even a French horse coming in tomorrow. So I believe Flying Mohawk is sick. So I don't think they'll be running. But so an interesting day for sure.
Yep.
But we turn the page, right, my friend? So we are going to race 5. Evangeline Downs on the turf. We have a scratch of the 4 Susie Dull ready, but I'll read the conditions. 5 furlongs on the turf, allowance 32,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races or which have never not won a race on the turf since October 3rd, 2024. And again, Tim, the odds versus the morning line a little bit different.
Yeah, and it's always a little bit interesting to see the way the public is going, and one of them really doesn't surprise me, and I can talk about that right off the bat and just go ahead and give you my picks, but I really love Bayou Birdie in here. Yeah, the number 3 horse. This horse was 12-1 on the morning line, and I'm like, if I can get 12-1, it's like I'm withdrawing from the 401k. But this horse is currently sitting at 4-1, so not going to get that price. But I do think we get that price, if not a little bit higher, because there are a couple that are going to definitely take more money. But with Bayou Birdie, this horse is coming off a layoff, but Connections know how to get a horse ready off a layoff. Basically, they're hitting at about 30% coming off of this kind of a layoff. And the ROI, if you bet all 14 of their horses, bet $2 on them, you would get 50% of your money back on top of that, because their ROI is 301 for 2. So really good. When Timmy Thornton is getting up for Alan Clamper, they've only been together 8 times here at this meet, but they're about 40%. So you always got to watch who he's riding to begin with, but these connections have worked pretty well. This horse is definitely taking a drop down. We're in the allowance class. This horse last time out was in a stakes race, and when this horse runs at this level is definitely competitive. If you look back at the last time that she was at Evangeline back in August, she won back-to-back races here. So a definite threat to me, and I love the price. Then I am going to try to give you a little bit of a price over the horses, the 2 horses that are logical that I'm going to play underneath this one even. And I'm going to go all the way to the outside in the 9. Lovely Red Stilettos.
Ooh,
Sean, what has this horse done wrong? I mean, if you look at her and you look at the 6 lines that you can see on the past performances without opening up and showing all lines, you know, she's won 4 of those, finished second in another. And then the only one that looks kind of bad, you can put a line through, because it was a huge stakes race at Delta Downs. It was the Louisiana bred Premier Night Matron Stakes.
Sure.
So that was a huge race. And this horse is just consistently right there. And, you know, the interesting thing to me and why I put her more as of an underneath pick is that Timmy Thornton normally rides her. We're getting Melancon up. So not a huge step down, but a minor one in my pick. So I'm going to take the 9 underneath. And then I think you have to talk about your favorites here. To me, the 5, Kaylee's Sister, is one that has to be considered. Is currently your favorite. This horse is coming back second off a layoff, and in that last race actually came back and won, and pretty much won at this level, if not just a little bit higher here at Evangeline, going 5 furlongs. Now that one was reined off the dirt. It was taken off the turf, excuse me, and it was run on the dirt. So now we're on the turf. But this horse has not run on the turf. So to me, it's a little bit questionable that this horse be taking the money that she's taken. So I'm playing more of an underneath pick, and then my 4th pick, Sean, just to give you the current favorite, Cajun Catalina, the 7. So once again, just to recap, so I'm 3, 9, 5, and 7.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. Some of these horses missing my girl Aubrey Green not riding. Exactly. So this is an interesting race here for sure. Let me see what do we got here. So much time do we have left here? We have 8 minutes to post here. Tim's picks, by the way, are 819. This is interesting to see here. This is a fascinating race, you know. The 9 is the perplexing one to me because, as you said, she's been so consistent, but her 2 bad races have been on the turf. If this was in the dirt, I think she'd be 4-5.
Yeah.
You know?
I just don't understand the 5 taking, the favoritism. It's lukewarm and the money spread pretty evenly, but it, as I say that, it jumps from 5 to 7, but the 5, is currently 4 to 1, and this is one, like I had mentioned, really hasn't run on the turf, and
never on the turf before.
And if if you look at the pedigree, Sean, the pedigree doesn't necessarily scream turf either. So.
No, exactly. Colby does stick, which I guess you could look at it as a good way. But I'm with you on this one. I'm a little bit, puzzled on that one. I mean, geez, especially like on a 5 furlong race, I mean, golly. I do like that. And this 8. That's what I'm trying to do here. Okay.
All right. So
I think I got my pick.
I like it. Get it in early.
Key box. I'm going to do 3 with the 5. 8, 9. That's a $12 bet, right?
And Sean, so you're saying a $2 try key box?
No, exactly, key box.
Exactly. Okay, I missed the first part. I didn't hear it.
No, yeah. 3 with the 3. Yeah, exactly. 3 with the 5, 8, 9.
Yeah. I mean, it's still the same. It's 12.
Yeah. Yeah, 12. Yeah, there you go. That is what we're going to do. Hey, Lise, how are you? Scott Letty, how are you, my friend? Betting the jock on number 5. Yeah. I think this 3 is going to be awfully tough here. I think 6 to 1 is quite the price.
All right. Time to turn this around, Sean. We got 4 races left. We still got half of our bankroll even after your wager in this one.
Yeah.
And the 9, after the 5 and the 7 have taken all the early money, Sean, the 9 is currently the favorite. And you'll remember the 9 is my second pick. I like the 9 here. I was 3-9.
Yeah.
But the money is pretty is spread pretty evenly. The 9 actually has taken quite a bit because favoritism has been around 4 to 1, and now the 9 is suddenly 2 to 1. But if you're looking at everybody else, Sean, the 1 is 9 to 2, the 5 is 9 to 2, the 8 is 4 to 1, so they're all right there, really close. And then the 5 is the 7 is 6 to 1.
Yeah. Excuse me, my friend. Yeah, exactly. Got that dry cold call from the air conditioning today. Tim, are you playing a pick 4 here? Scott wants to know.
I'll drop it down in the chat for everybody.
Yeah. Tim, are you playing a pick 4? $7 to 1. That's pretty good value. Looking good on the track. Kaylee's sister, 4 to 1. 2 minutes to post. The 9 is now the 5-2 favorite.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That I definitely like the 9, but my personal picks is the 3 above that.
There we go. Don't know why our 3 is 8-1. But I'll take it. That's one of those things, folks, and Tim says this, and I say this all the time. Don't get frustrated. Like if you think your horse is good and it's like going the wrong direction. If you like a horse, bet it, and you're getting better paid for it if it runs well. You know. So we have, how many do we have now in the chat? We have almost 175. Let's see. Gatekeeper's got a try box 579. James White's got an exacta box 3579. David Barista, how are you, my good man? Folks, this man is not only a great person and what do you call it? And his artistry is amazing. So if you have a chance to see his work, David Barista is not only a great guy, he is a fabulous artist, and definitely check out his work and follow him for sure. Curtis, John, when Norm found out IRAD was available, he told Johnny V to take a hike. No, I don't think that's the way it worked in this one.
Hey, real quick.
Yes.
So I was asked about my pick 4. Here you go. This is what I just punched in for my own ticket. 3-9 with 1-2-3 with 1-5 with 2-8. If you play that for 50 cents, it's $12. If you play a 50-cent pick 4, that's a $12 pick 4. 3-9 with 1-2-3 with 1-5 with 2-8. If I was to add one more horse in there, the one that I kind of was back and forth, and it's a price horse, was if you wanted to add $6 in leg number 3, add the 6 in with the 1 and the 5. Add the 6 in with the 1 and the 5. That would move it from $12 to $18, adding 3 in that race. The 1 and the 5 are my top 2. They're going to be probably odds, but the 6 I kind of like at a price. I have it more of an underneath play, but I went back and forth as to whether or not I would add the 6 in that third leg. But the 2 and the 8 in the last, to me, that's like the strongest exacta play of the night.
Yeah.
So I definitely like those 2 horses, 2 and 8 to finish out. If you like something else in the first races, I totally agree. But I really feel good about that 2 and the 8 in the last leg.
Yeah. The CAWs just came to play. The 8 is now 8-5. The 9's up to 5-1. Our 3 is up to 9-1. The 1 is down to 3-1. 5 is at 4-1. We just had some odd shifting.
Bow show.
Excuse me, as they head towards the gate.
And you know, it's crazy that the 9 was so low a minute ago, Sean, and now all of a sudden the 9 is 6-1.
Did you see what our 3 just went to? 3-1.
Yeah. I mean, the 3 was my top pick.
Me too. Yeah.
I did not think the 3 was going to be this low. The 3 was 12-1 on the morning line. You know, as much as I like the horse, I did not think it would drop this much. I thought it might drop.
Yeah.
Clancy, the winners are right here in the lounge. Only winners in the lounge.
Only winners. Yep. We're getting ready towards the start here, folks.
Looks like Lumbre's in the chat.
Exactly. Great to see you, Clancy. Yeah, Lumbre is in the house.
Loaded up.
Otherwise known as El Ho.
They are moving forward into the gate, Sean.
Let's get this 3 out and moving.
I like our play because I was really strong on this 3-9, and then underneath it got a little foggy. So
yeah,
3-9 with 5, maybe even 1-5-7 underneath for third in a trifecta format. But I love our exacta play.
7's trying to cheat.
He's trying to get out of the gate soon.
Yeah. Got that locked.
Pretty good work by the gate crew.
Yeah, great. Yeah, great job. And they're off.
We are off. From the outside, the 9 shows early speed. Now the 7 from the middle of the pack, the 1 down on the inside rail. And remember, we are sprinting on the grass. It's 1 and 7 up front right now. Then you've got about 5 horses across the track vying for the underneath positions. The 2 is taking a stalking position to the back, but only about 8 lengths covers the entire field. The quarter, 21.5 seconds. Jumping Judy is 9-2. Here comes Bayou Birdie, who did go off as your 8-5 favorite. Bayou Birdie at the top of the stretch.
Come on, 5.
Take the stretch a little wide.
Come on, 5. The 1's tired.
The 5 down on the inside on the rail. The 1 is fighting on right there. It is Bayou Birdie putting the nose in front. 1 is still fighting back from the inside, but it is going to be Bayou Birdie. 3, 1, and 8.
3, 1, and 8. My God.
Jumping Judy for second. Sassy Strutter did get third, but the 3, Bayou Birdie, the horse I loved on top, off a 12-1 morning line, was your 9-5 post time favorite. So if you played along in the pick 4, at least we're alive in there.
Yeah, exactly. What happened to the 8? How much the best was the 8 like of the rest of the group? Right.
I mean, she just took herself way back, and look how she's eating them up in the.
And she got steadied like halfway through the race, and I thought she was out of the race, and then she came flying back. Wow.
All right.
Crazy.
Alive in the pick 4.
Well, it's interesting. Our top picks are winning tonight. We're just not getting the bottom help here. We're seeing the races, right?
I mean, that's 2 in a row. We had that 2 at a price in the last one, the 3 here. This is one of those nights, Sean, to where it's like you either go all or you maybe just do just do flat bets. Maybe we just bet flat.
Yeah. Absolutely. That was crazy.
Too bad we couldn't get that 8 on up there.
I know, and if you watch the replay, Nickelback is performing live between races tonight at EVD. Who needs tips? Hey, Colin. Boom. Did David Burst to win there? Y'all need a crow soundbite for all the caws going on.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
There we go. Yeah, no. Joseph, I mean, like, it's also, Joseph, it's hard too when you don't know a track. Like, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like, you know what I'm saying, like we've kind of got to know Evangeline a little bit, but you know what I'm saying, like in terms of, yeah, and plus the tracks like this are tough because they run at 4 and 5 different tracks. So you never know what horse is going to like what track. And, so in Louisiana, because of the way they're set up, it's much more complicated, So, Tim, I'll be right back, my friend.
Yeah, no problem. Hopefully, at least you guys, you put this one in, and we are alive through leg 1 of the pick 4. It did end up being chalky 9-5 on the morning, but the morning line was 12-1 on that horse. So was my top pick in there. Hopefully you're following along with this one, and we can keep that pick 4 rolling. And it's unfortunate that it wasn't my race to bet for the group when I put that try out there, but I think there were quite a few of us that hit that one when I hit the try a couple races ago. And I know there were several people also in the chat that were posting wins there. So yeah, Ryan, we love Turfway. So when it gets to the winter, the Turfway streams are the best because you can go all night long, and it only takes, we always say it only takes one race anywhere, right? And you can be up for the night, just like I am with the one trifecta that I hit earlier. But at Turfway, you can hit one race and be up for the week. All right, moving on to race 6. When Sean gets back, we'll take a look at this one. This is going to be a $10,000 allowance race for 3-year-olds and up, which have started for a claiming price of $10,000 or less in 2024 and 25. And then there'll be a weight break for 3-year-olds, and everybody else, they'll get 3 pounds, and everybody else will go at 124. Looks like prices are in for race 5. Bayou Birdie paid $540, $360, and $240. Not horrible. The $1 exacta, if you did have that one underneath, 12-1, $12.30. The 50-cent try, $19.15 for that 318. Kind of crazy to think $19 for that one when the one that was hit earlier was like a $40.50 or so. But we got a 7-horse race coming up in race 6. In race 6, we're going 7 furlongs on the dirt. We do have one turf race left in race 7. And 3 left for the night for the card. Last race post time is scheduled for about 9:40. We should be done before 10 o'clock Eastern.
Love it. Hey, Ryan.
I'm going to run and grab a refill too. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Yep, absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, folks. I had to get a little halls there from my throat. But yeah, no, Joseph, you know what you were saying earlier, which is the frustration, right? This game isn't an easy game. And there are some nights where you're seeing it, and like we're seeing the winners here tonight, and which is good, and it's helped. Hopefully, this group, we've had winners in the lounge, which is all we care about. If you guys are winning and having a good time, we're having a good time. But and we're just advising. But you know what I'm saying. But it's one of those things. Like the other day, like I just came in second in stable duel today at Saratoga. I came in second 6 times today, but I was seeing everything and hitting exactas and doing well across. So, but that's one of those things where, but I know Saratoga, it's my home track. So but where Evangeline is a great track, but you don't know the trainers as well. You don't know the jockeys as well. You don't know which horse will like which track, because you could be at Delta, you could be at Louisiana, you could be at Fairgrounds, you could be at Evangeline, and all different. So anything can happen there. Ryan, can't wait for the Turfway streams. Yeah.
There's a lot to be said, Sean, for having home tracks and for following along on certain circuits. Like for me, obviously, it's the Kentucky circuit. I'm a Keeneland to Churchill, the Ellis to Turfway kind of guy, and I follow that Kentucky circuit because you get to know the track, the track tendencies, the way it plays, the connections, the horses. So it's and throw in Kentucky Downs as well, although that's a different animal for sure.
Sure, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Kentucky racing right now to me is best in the country.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
I mean, just bar none. Keeneland's the great track that it's always been.
Yeah.
Churchill Downs, of course, you get the Derby and then the summer meet, and then we moved to Ellis Park. And the purses are up so much this year that so many people are going to be staying in Kentucky and running at Ellis instead of shipping up to Saratoga for the summer. So a lot of the big name horses, of course, the big races are always going to bring in some of the big horses like we're going to see this weekend. But there are a lot of connections are going to stay down here in Kentucky. And then, of course, for winter, we saw it this past year. Turfway used to be a different animal, right? It used to be a different kind of track, and people used to talk about how it played and all of the things because of the horses that were there and the connections. But now you've got the major stables and the major connections in the entire country that'll winter their horses and run at Turfway because the purses are good, the racing is good, and we get good fields. And I absolutely love Turfway. So Ryan's right. I can't wait for the Turfway streams because they're some of the best. But Kentucky racing across the board, and not to mention Kentucky Downs. I mean, we don't even talk about that, but Kentucky Downs and all the turf racing down there, and it's some of the biggest purses of the years of the entire year in the country.
Yep, absolutely.
You go down there and you win one race, and you've won $1 million for the year. It's
crazy. Amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Colin, do we need tips?
We don't need no stinking tips.
Ain't got no stinking tips. All right, so we move on to the next race where Tim is going to absolutely take it home here for us.
I got this one.
Yeah,
I got it.
I love it. All right, let me go here. I will read the conditions and we will get to the winning and the enjoying. Okay, we have right here in race 6 coming up for your enjoyment. We have 7 furlongs, allowance 10,000, purse 24,000 for 3-year-olds and up, which have started for a claiming price of 10,000 or less in 2024-25. 3-year-olds, and we have a full field of 7 with no scratches. And Tim, it seems like the public seems to be settling on a 3-horse race here, which I find interesting.
I thought it was a 3-horse race. I just not one of the ones that the public is going to right now.
Yeah, no, me neither. Exactly. But let's look at this, shall we?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Tell me your thoughts.
Exactly. So, yeah, the 3 March Promise was definitely my first pick. Tim Thornton stays with this horse. I mean, he's just lucky. And Joe and Go Sugar. I mean, those horses are just like, what would they be in this race? Like 1 to 9. So he's just faced better. And I know he's got 1/3 at Evangeline in 2 starts, but those are the stakes races, 100,000 to 60,000. That is not this one, And interesting, if you look, right. The only reason he's in this race is because he was started in a claiming 75 non-winners of 4 and won by 10 lengths in a field goal with Tim Thornton. So I think this 3 is going to be very tough for this group. Eduardo Ramirez, a solid meet. These guys are 25% together. I think this 3 is definitely the horse to beat. Second, I had the 1 Comanche Warrior, David Terray. Look at David Terray so far, by the way. 13 of 16 in the money. Is this man loving his life right now at Evangeline Downs? This horse has run 2 very solid races. EJ Barrera gets back aboard, and they're 14% together. So, and this horse obviously loves. Look at this: 8 out of 8 in the money in Evangeline Downs. This one just loves running at Evangeline Downs. So that'll be a very hard one to keep out for sure. The 4, who's a 2-1, I did not have as my third pick. My third pick was the 7 Grunt with Brett Brinkman and Renigvo. Brent Brinkman's always consistent down there. I think this horse at 7 furlongs may have needed the race coming up from Delta, but has run well at 7 furlongs before, and I thought maybe we could get in for a price. So I was 3, followed by 1, and then, and the 2 Butler Cabin, I'm sorry, was my third pick. There, Rodriguez and Edith Mojica. And then the 4th pick was the 7 Grunt.
All right. You had me scared for a minute, Sean. you had me scared because you hadn't talked about Butler Cabin.
Yeah.
Look, Mark's Promise makes a lot of sense in this race. You look at a horse, and this horse, you look at the last 3, stakes race, and stakes race.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're dropping down to allowance class here. But, this horse has been at allowance class before, and it always seems like Mark's Promise is a bridesmaid and never a bride.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm playing against the 3. I do have the 3 as my second pick.
Yeah.
But I love Butler Cabin.
Yep.
So let me say why. This horse is coming off a little bit of a layoff, and they gelded the horse, interestingly, but I didn't see anything that necessarily, warranted the horse being gelded, but maybe that there was something behind the scenes. But let's take a look, Sean. When you look at past performances, it typically shows 6 races, right?
Yeah.
So let's look at the last 6 races. First, second, first.
Yeah.
This horse is just always right there. And yes, you can say allowance, you can say claiming race, optional claiming race, but even when they moved the horse up to an allowance race at Delta Downs, the horse won. So I love horses that no matter what happens, and yes, I get that the last time the horse was disqualified from purse money, but still finished, that doesn't mean shit to the horse. The horse knows that he won the race, right?
Right.
And since the horse was gelded, I mean, they got an okay work, right? But
sure,
maybe there was something behind the scenes that the horse needs a little focus. But even in the lifetime, this horse has 22 races and 7 wins.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's a heck of a percentage. 1/3 of the time this horse wins, and just about all of that is on top when you look at the way the horse is performing. So I love that this horse is just always there. So right now, Butler Cabin is a little bit cool on the board, not cold. I mean, it's a short race, and they're all kind of single digits here. But this horse is 4-1, and there are 3 below this one. So I love that personally. Doesn't make me shy away from the horse at all, because the horse isn't taking money. When you look at the last 3 races, they've all been on off tracks. The 2 races at the bottom of the form are on the turf. But it doesn't matter where you put this horse, he just performs.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love horses that just want to win, right?
Yeah. Amen. Yeah.
So as I mentioned, I do have the 3 Mark's Promise in second. And then my third pick is the 1 Comanche Warrior. This horse off of 3-1 morning line is still 3-1 with one other horse right now, which and this one is the favorite, has the most money. but I think it's more of an underneath play. This is one of those horses who, 18 starts, 11 in the money. So always seems to be right there. 7 of 8, as I think you mentioned on the board at Evangeline. So this horse is always,
always in the mix. Yep.
Always getting a check and always right there. But at the distance, this horse, I think, wants a little shorter, Sean. And at the distance, a horse only has 1 third place finish. And that's why I think it's more of an underneath play to me. So I hope people fall in love with this horse and all the other numbers and everything, because I think this horse, like 6 furlongs, is probably the best distance for this horse. And at 7, now we're probably stretching it out a little bit, and it's more of an underneath play. So 2, 3, and 1 to me, I was really strong when you saw my pick 4 play. It was those 3 horses, but I think when you go beyond those, it gets a little more muddy. The 4 would be my 4th, and that this is a horse taking a little bit more money. 3rd off a layoff, which is always an angle I love. Does have speed figures that have been increasing over the last 2 since. So I just think that this horse is moving forward, and 3rd off a claim, 2nd off a claim, excuse me, is what I meant, not 3rd off a layoff. But so coming 2nd off a claim, but gets Melancon up. He rode the horse a couple back, but the thing was that was a mile, and the horse did put a nose in front at one point, and then kind of got bested at the wire. So probably prefers this distance and should run pretty well in here. But the speed figures to me for this horse are below all 3 of the 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
they just don't match up. I just think they're below where the 1, 2, and 3 have been running.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree.
But I absolutely love Butler Cabin here. So let's hope that this one stays at 7-1, because I love that horse on top.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So we still got a little bit of time. We'll keep watching here and see what's going on.
2 minutes. They're on the court. They're on the track.
Yeah, I'm taking a look here. They just come out.
3 looks good.
You know what that means, Sean? We haven't done this tonight. You know what that means? A couple of minutes ago, they did this.
Riders up!
And it's always Riders Up time in the lounge.
Absolutely. Always Riders Up time. 3-2 on the 3. I don't like that.
8-5 right now. Just go
but I'm saying I like the 1 over the 3. At those odds.
Yeah, and the 1 is 2-1. That makes a lot of sense. But I love getting 6-1 on Butler Cabin here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's.
I think it's a little sneaky.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you to everybody, almost 200 people in the lounge. Thank you so much, as always, for joining. James White's got a pick 3, 2, 3, 4 with 5 with all. Groundhog's going to try to get down to Nashville. Groundhog, exactly. Exactly. The Saratoga is starting this weekend. Exactly. I don't know if everyone knows, but Junior Alvarado, his brother-in-law who works with Groundhog, Brian Short. When Brian is with Junior, he wins it's ridiculous, like 70% of the time. But Brian will be up for the Travers. So if Sovereignty is in the Travers, Brian will be up. What do you call it for the Travers? He has been quarantined. He must show up for the Travers. So that is good news.
Are you going for Travers, Sean?
No. Well, don't say. I'll say never. Exactly. We'll see. Exactly. If Sovereignty and Junior are in the,
Sean, I was thinking, instead of me flying to Saratoga, I'll just fly to Boston and we'll drive together.
There you go. Awesome. There you go. Sean, will I be there next week? Sovereignty's not running next week. Sovereignty runs next in the Jim Dandy. I will be there Jim Dandy week if anyone's up there. Dad, even Dad will be up there June 24th to the 26th. That's when Sovereignty runs.
He meant for Travers.
Oh, for the Travers. Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, there you go. All three of us. There you go, Colin. Yeah, I don't exactly. I'm not saying no to that exactly, especially if Junior and Sovereignty are in there.
All right, Sean, let's get this in for the people.
Let's get it in. Yep. Yeah, Dan. I like that.
All right. So I'm not going to play 50 cents like we do with these try boxes. You can do that if your budget's a little lower and you want to play $9 here. But I'm going to play a $1 try key box. And Sean, I screwed up the numbers. I'm going to redo this. It's 2 with 1, 3, 4.
2 with 1, 3, 4. Okay, love it. There you go. Like it. I like it. I am a fan. I am a fan.
All right, so there we go. 2 with a 1, 3, 4. And again, that's an $18 play. You can do a 50-cent try box if you only want to play $9 in the race, but we're going to play a $1 trifecta here.
I know. Oh, yeah, the Godolphin dinner. Yeah, heard about that one. Legendary. Jen is moving down to Tennessee next week. Oh, there you go, Jen. Sounds like a party down there, Tim, at Kentucky Downs.
What part, Jen? I lived in the Cleveland area for 3 years and before moving back to Kentucky.
No, Colin, you're not in jail.
I think a person can only stomach so much orange before you have to get out of that state.
Yeah, I agree. And they can't wager. So how fun is that? You know? Maybe they can now. Did they just pass that in Tennessee?
What's that?
Tennessee can't wager on for the longest time Tennessee couldn't wager on parimutuel.
I think they can.
Now? Okay. Because for the longest time they couldn't. That's why they put Kentucky Downs right at the bottom of Tennessee, because they couldn't bet parimutually. Very smart people.
We are headed to the gate here for race 6.
Here we go. Good luck to everybody.
2 more races remaining. Once again, we've got a dollar try key box 2 with the 1, 3, 4. It's an $18 play.
Yep. We are loading in. There goes the 6.
Hendersonville. Okay.
Okay.
Dan said all the horse betting apps are live in Tennessee.
Yeah, okay. Because, for the longest time, my friend could not bet in Tennessee.
Yep.
But I remember he just got a TVG. That's right. He just got a TVG or FanDuel account like a year and a half ago. But for the longest time, they could not vote. They could not bet in Tennessee. Thus the creation of Kentucky Downs where it was. 1 left to go. 4's a little fractious. And they're off.
They're off. The 7 got a really good start from the middle. The 4 is moving out to second. The 3 down inside is going to come up and challenge for the lead. The 6 horse is back in 4th. The 5 coming up is currently 5th. It's another 2 back to the 2. And the 1 currently trails up front on the outside. Order Up has a nose over Mark's Promise, who now puts a head in front. It's 3 across the track, back in 3rd through 5th. From the inside, that's the 5. In between horses, you've got the 6 horse, and the 7 grunt is on the outside. Another 2 back to the 1 and the 3, or the 2 who run as a pair. Up front, Mark's Promise has a nose in front of Order Up to the outside. Grunt starting to make a move on the top 2. Orders Up in between horses has a nose in front, and they are 3 across the track. The half was 46.5 seconds. And as we head to the top of the stretch, Order Up has a nose in front. Down inside, the 3 fights back and now takes the lead again. It is the 3 with a slight lead. The 2 is starting to pick up on the outside. Here comes
Come on, 2.
1 from way back has got all the momentum. Get the 1 going. Get the 1 going. 2,
1, 3, 4. Look at that.
2.
Look at that, Tim.
And Butler Cabin, that was my horse. At 9-2, bada boom, bada bing.
Bang. Bang. He was born and raised in Clarksville, Tennessee. All right, there you go. Nice call, Tim. Great job, bud.
All right. Down in Fort Campbell country, Joseph.
6-1 on the Butler Cabin.
Butler Cabin. How about that? My top pick.
Tim, put your
outside.
Tim, put your green jacket on.
The 1 from way back gets up for 2nd, and the 3 holds on for 3rd. So we get 9-2 over 9-5 over 7-5. We also get the longest of our 3 picks in the pick 4 if you are still alive in that one.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Awesome. Only winners in the lounge, my friend Sean, and this is why we played it for $1, not 50 cents.
Yes, exactly.
I went for 2 personally.
You're gonna love the way I look. I guarantee it.
Boom.
Boom.
I mean,
that one was shot out of a cannon. I thought he was going to be.
Yeah,
I thought the 1 was going to be way behind.
Well, he was way back in the as they hit the lane, but I don't know if you heard me call it, but it was just like the 1 is going to come flying on the outside. But we do have the top 3 picks. I mean, it's a little bit chalky, but of the 3 picks, we have the lowest of the 3 picks on top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it pays a little bit more with the 2 with the 1, 3, 4.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be nice, Tim.
And I'm a little disappointed because my ice code picks were 2, 3, 1, 4. So I'm a little disappointed.
No, amateur. I think this try is going to be nicer than you think, Tim. I think the 1 and the 3 were really hit hard in the doubles, you know?
Well, I mean, if we're looking, Sean, the 2-1, listen to this. The 2-1 exacta, 46.20.
That's amazing. Amazing.
And it's crazy because the 3 was such a big favorite, you know, the 3 and the 1, those 2 were taking all the money. So the 2 on top of that's $46. Holy crap. We're gonna this one's gonna pay a little bit. This one's gonna pay a little bit.
$23.95 for 50 cents. How is that possible?
I think he's is that the try payout?
Am I reading right? How's the exacta pay $23 for $1, but the tribe pay $23 for 50?
Yeah, the dollar tribe pays $47.90.
Yeah, but I'm saying that should be, you know?
Yeah.
That should be way higher.
I agree, but
the cause did it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right, Tom. I just looked at my own ADW because of my own payouts.
Yeah. I mean,
so we're going to get $47.90. So let's add that back to the bankroll.
Yeah, not bad at all, though. Great hit.
No, it's not bad. We'll take it. We'll take it, Sean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any winning ticket beats losing.
Amen. Yep. Yep. Thank you, James White. Yeah, look at that. It's a win, baby. You bet. That's all that counts. All right. 10 more west.
All right, Sean. So the bankroll is updated. We have 8130 with 2 races to go.
We're getting it done.
Fighting our way back. We're fighting back.
Yep. No, it does, Dan. Yeah, it does. Yeah. That'll work. Absolutely, Joseph.
Thank you, David. We love the lounge.
Yep, absolutely.
And as we say, only winners in the lounge.
Amen. Exactly. And now we're going to continue that winning streak.
And if you played my pick 4 earlier, we're two legs through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we got the 3rd pick in that race, so that's pretty good. So we'll take that.
Yep, exactly.
Formula, wait till you hear my picks. We are not the same. Yeah, I agree, James. The 2 there should help out the horizontals a little bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Not sexy, but the formula has 5-1-4-8 here in race 7. Ooh, there's an Oscar on the turf at Canterbury that might have a shot. Oh, there you go.
Oscar goes to.
They're talking my language there. I came in second in Stable Duel today at Saratoga, and I had like 3 Oscar performance babies, and they all ran. So thank you, guys. And you know what? What Oscars sometimes go with Emmys, which is an interesting thing. Sometimes when you have Oscars, but also you have like the directors.
Oscars are always better than Emmys, Sean.
Yeah, exactly. The Oscars are always better than the Emmys. But if you have 2 of the Emmys, then maybe it's a good.
I agree, Dan. I saw that as well with the double. If you look at that, so that 2 winning definitely helped us moving forward. So let's keep alive in this pick 4.
Exactly. Yeah. And look at this. Speaking of 2 Emmy winning.
Speaking of Oscars and Emmys.
What is that?
Hey, man. Happy 4th, buddy.
You as well. How are we doing?
Doing good.
Nice hit, Tim.
Thank
Great
you.
hit, Tim.
I appreciate that.
That's
my second trifecta of the night.
It is. Exactly. Key box 6-1 with 4-5-8. Good luck, Kyle. What do you got going on for the 4th of July, Colin?
Heading up to New Hampshire.
Nice. Okay. Excellent.
Very nice.
We'll leave in the morning, go up to the lake.
There you go. Are you bringing your 2 Emmys with you?
We'll keep those home.
Okay, good. There you go. Okay. There you go. It's deserving if you did. All right, Colin, we need to know your pick there, my friend. Who is your pick in the Suburban tomorrow?
The Suburban. I don't know that I've looked at tomorrow.
I know who your pick is. You're picking Locked.
Locked? Is that Locke's race?
Yeah, it is Locked. Yes. Versus Antiquarian.
Antiquarian.
Locked. Sure. Colin's going Locked.
I'm off Locked after he screwed us on. What was his last race? Belmonte?
Good luck with your workout, Joseph. Over 200 people tonight, Colin.
Wait, Colin's in here. What?
look at that. Look at that.
The Loggins.
Right on cue.
Right
on cue. Right into the danger zone. Love it. Love it, my man. Love it. Collins, a nice night. The Red Sox aren't playing. We don't have to, for one night, they give us peace of mind.
Yeah, they were nice to you. You only got to see 3 innings. They
exactly. Yeah, seriously.
All right, somebody explain this to me. Why are we easing up on the betting for now?
Because Collins in the room.
Smart ass. I don't know why I'm a part of this channel. Although Tim, me and you saw the ball and hit it pretty well on Sunday at Churchill. Tim and I did a little Saturday night. Let's have some beers and handicap, and we were.
Yeah, we were.
You guys are cranking. You guys are cranking.
We almost hit the damn pick 6, which pissed me off. And then
that would have been amazing.
I was alive to some prices, and Irad beat me.
Yes. Irad.
So many times. Did you see, Colin? We have a horse here named after us, Kenmore West.
Oh yeah. I'm on the wrong day. I was looking at tomorrow, so hold on.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's a good handicapping formula.
There you go.
Look at that. Kenmore West of named after the famous Kenmore Square here in Fenway Park.
Hey, Colin, are you interested in taking this race?
Well, how much time do we have? I'm still trying to.
I mean, we got plenty. We got 8, and then Sean and I will give you our picks, and we'll give you plenty of time to take a look at it. So,
I know.
Sure, why not? I love losing bets.
That'll leave me the last race. I've got a pretty strong opinion in the last. So,
yeah.
Oh, Colin, wait, I'm sorry. That'll be Sean's in the last.
Yeah. Colin, you know the worst thing about this is, ready for this? Is that you know where I was sitting? In the Aura Pavilion.
I saw. It was a nice view.
And they canceled. Oh.
That's where I used to so when we worked out on Jersey Street, we would get our lunch break and I'd go upstairs. And the one great thing about Red Sox media dining is their ice cream machine. So the Bruins have much better media dining. You go up there, you get a, really nice setup. Every game is a different option. Whereas at Fenway, the first homestand's great. And then you don't want to go back up there because you're tired of getting the same old food. But they have the ice cream machine, which is the big attraction. I'll pay the money just to go in and get to the ice cream machine. And so you fill up your Sunday in the Red Sox Cup, and then you go out and I sit exactly where you were to watch batting practice because it is a superb view up there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Well done.
So, Colin, are you headed up to Saratoga before that race or no? Will that be the next time you're there?
I think I'm going next Thursday, Friday. I think I might take my son up if the weather's looking nice because I don't want to go up if he's not going to be able to handle not nice weather. So we're watching the weather, and my plan is to go Thursday, Friday. My dad has a house up there, and then I'll be up for Whitney, and then I want to see Sovereignty. So if he is in the if he's in the Jim Dandy, maybe I'll try to find a way to get up there that weekend because Travelers gets too busy.
Yeah, I can't go next weekend, but the next time you guys are up, I want to try to go.
Yeah.
Normally that's Whitney, but Sean's backing out because he's celebrating his family's birthdays. He's lost,
exactly.
He's lost priorities in his life.
I know.
Priorities, Sean.
Yeah,
priorities.
Okay, Mr. Emmy. Okay, Mr. I have to go get my Emmy over, the Belmont.
Saw the picture.
Yeah.
Watching racing while they are announcing the
right.
Emmy.
Oh, I'll still have on my phone. Absolutely. That goes without saying. Exactly. I'll still be watching, So maybe that would be interesting, guys, right? That would be like you have a Trusted Prophets, right?
Car
June
ride,
24th.
3 hours in the car together?
No. But on the 24th, right? You could, 24th to the 26th, right? Not only will I be up there, my dad will be up there. And we have the four-star Dave all 3 days. So you guys could come join us and we could be like the Trusted Prophets in the 4-star Dave. There you go. How about that idea? And the Sovereignty in the Jim Dandy.
And Vinny will be there. He's Mr. Saratoga.
Absolutely. So consider that one, Tim. June 24th, June 26th.
July.
Sorry, yeah, July. Sovereignty and that Sovereignty is going to run in the Jim Dandy.
I thought he was skipping it. No.
No, is he? Is he skipping it?
Well, that was before the Belmont, but you would know.
Oh yeah, no. I think he said yeah. I believe so. Right. That was I thought they said that was a plan, unless he's just going straight to the Travers off like 8 weeks, which is a little crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he could do it, but you know what I'm saying? But exactly. So, Irene, how are you, my friend? Race 7, winning place in the 6, and exacta 156 and 615.
Who's trying to rush our bet here?
Yes, exactly. Good Lord, man.
Hombre, calm down. We'll be there in a minute.
Exactly. So,
well, let me hear your thoughts. So you guys, since I
Tim, who did you like here, hot man, in race number 7?
All right. So hopefully the formula is still listening, because let me go back and just find this for a second really quickly.
Yeah.
And oh, here it is. All right. He said he had 5148, and I told him he had to listen to my picks because I don't agree. So my top pick is the 5.
There you go.
I do have Highland Creek on top. This horse. So just to recap, Sean, we didn't talk about what we're doing this time. So we're going a mile on the turf.
Yep.
This is for Louisiana breds, 3-year-olds and up, who have never won a race other than maiden, claiming, or starter on the turf.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So an allowance for 35,000 a mile on the turf. So when you look at the 5 horse here, this horse has been definitely racing against much better. If you look at the last race, that was a stakes race. You can look and say, well, this horse didn't do too well, finished 7th, but that was much better. Any of the horses in that race come out of that race and are favorites here, as should be the 5 in this race as a result. And the 5 is not currently the favorite. The 4 is taking a little bit more money, but I've got the 5 on top. Melancon getting up on this one. If you look 2 back in similar conditions at a mile, this horse was first, second, and then first, and then just beat out at the end in that race and did a nice 80 speed figure in that race. I think the 5 is going to be tough. And then I do not have the formulas 1 next. I do have the 4, who is currently your favorite in here, Kenmore West. This horse is coming off a little bit of a layoff, has been off since May. So coming off of 61 to 180 days, the trainer currently sits at about 19% with a positive ROI of 215. Does get Timmy Thornton repeating up on the mount. He did ride this one last time out. Brett Calhoun. But here's the thing about this one. Hasn't run on the turf, Sean. So when you look at the fact that this horse is currently your favorite at 2-1 off a 6-1 morning line and hasn't run on the surface, I get that this horse may have the propensity, but based on breeding. But I look at this one and I'm like, I don't see the pedigree that tells me this one wants a turf.
Yeah.
So I do see the numbers, and from a numbers perspective, I'm going to put the horse underneath for you, Colin. But I'm going to play against this one being the top bet based on the fact that has not run on the surface and isn't bred to do so. So the one that the formula has second, I do have third. So I swapped those 2, and I've got Magnum. This one is third off a layoff, which is the form cycle I really like. If you look, this one was on the lead up front in the last race and then faded for third. I think something similar could happen this one. This might be showing some pace early on. This horse at the distance does have 1/3 in 2 races, both at Evangeline on the turf and at the distance. Could do similar here. And my 4th pick is the 8. So nope, not tonight. from the outside. Third straight race here at Evangeline, third straight time on the turf, did move forward slightly. Will need to move forward again to beat the top couple of horses in here. And I'm not sure it can do that in this particular race. Has been racing. If you look back in the stakes at Evangeline, that was going a little bit longer as well. I think this horse wants longer. I'm not sure the mile is the best distance for this one, but I do think does have an outside chance. It's definitely a superfecta threat, maybe a trifecta threat. So for me, 5, 4, 1, and 8, not 5, 1, 4, and 8.
Okay.
But pretty darn close formula.
There you go.
How about you, Sean?
Yeah, I'm big on the 8. Not tonight. Out of my boy Unified, who has done very well since he's gone down to Louisiana.
So different.
Huh?
No, I was talking to formula.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And Unified's done really well since he's gone down there. If you watch the last race, and this is what I like, is that there's a lot of horses coming out of the similar race. But I love the way that the 8 ended up, finishing. He finished 4th, but he showed some real interest and was very close to the other 3. And he's got C.J. McMahon tonight. I know Timmy Thornton was on that. And he does move to Calhoun's horse, but this is also Calhoun's other horse, exactly. And as we said, so maybe this 4 does show a propensity on the turf, but I put the 8 on top. I put the 4 second because Calhoun, obviously, whenever you see Brett Calhoun at Evangeline Downs, it's like Asmussen. They just overbet him because he's Brett Calhoun. He runs on fairgrounds. Right, so he's always going to get bet, exactly. But the fact that he puts 2 horses in here, the 8 was right behind all 3 of them and showed late interest. If he gets the right trip tonight with some interesting speed in front of him, I think he's the value at 5-1. So I was 8, 4, 5, and then 1.
Very nice, very nice. I think I agree about the 5. 5-8 as I'm handicapping here. There's a price horse I kind of like, maybe to get up to 3rd that I'm interested in. It's the 2. I know he's right now. What is he? 39-1. But he like you mentioned, the 4 hadn't shown any races over the turf. This horse has run over the turf, and he's 6 for 13 in the money. If you go back to last year, was running those allowance claimer races. The last race is a really crowded start. I think you're getting a price here for maybe a horse taking a shot that maybe can get in like 3rd. So I'm gonna make the bet, a bet that I don't usually do, but we're gonna try and play some of these opinions. So if you want to go and hit it, and I'll type it in. How much money do you guys have? $81?
$81.
I only spend.
We got 2 races and $81. So you play what you want.
Yeah.
Tonteria.
Dan's got 1-5 with 1-4-5-6 with 1-4-5-6 for $1.
All right, here we go. I'm sending it in for you. Only winners, baby. Only winners. We'll do a $1 try with the 5-8 on top. Those are horses that we kind of all agree on. 4-5-8 in second. And then we're going to try and maybe get some of those prices, maybe to get that 2 in 3rd place with the 1-2-4-8. So it's $11 bet. Just looking at the prices, make sure I didn't screw the betting up too bad, but it's not terrible. So we'll maybe you'll get the 8 home first with the 5 in second and the 2 third. That would be nice.
I like that.
That'll cost you $11.
I would say, Colin, at this point with where we're at, only 2 races to go in the bankroll we got. I think you should play it for 2.
All right, go for it.
So it'll cost you $22. We're going to play that for $2.
There you go.
I'm going to take 22 out of the bankroll.
Jockey is off the 1. Much happier to go in without his jockey.
There we go. We're going to bring it home for the people.
Love it. Love it.
We are loading up on the turf course for the penultimate at Evangeline Downs.
Yes.
And I'm surprised our friend Rob Tooltime hasn't given us a shout out tonight, Sean.
I know.
You need to tell him that we're playing along so he can give us a little shout out.
No, Rob's the man.
Normally we get a shout out on air.
I know. Rob is the man.
I put up the purple lights for number 8 for us.
There you go. I like it.
Pink lights.
We're almost all in line. Ooh. We got off to a funky beginning.
We are away from the inside. The 1 shows early speed. The 4 is starting to come up to challenge from the outside. The 2 is back in third. The 5 is going to be 3 wide as we hit the turn. The 3 in between horses is going to be currently setting in 5th. Then it's the 8. The 6 cuts the corner on the rail while there was a little bit of trouble there. And the quarter goes 24.74 seconds up front. It's Magnum, got a half-length lead over Kenmore West. It's another 2 lengths back to Inch. What is this? Inch High at 100.
Inch High at 100.
Inch at 100. I'm trying to read it while I'm doing it live. That doesn't work very well. Anyway, that horse is in third. Now we go 3 wide with the 8 in between horses, the 5 outside, another length and a half back to the 2. The 6 is currently trailing. Magnum up front at 5-2 has a half-length lead over Kenmore West down on the inside. Inch High at 100 is looking for room and is going to need a little bit of help to get out because he has 3 horses to the outside as we round and head into the top of the stretch from the far outside. The 6 has some momentum but is going to go extremely wide. Down inside, it's still the 1. Here comes the 4 from the outside. The 8 looking for room in between horses. It's the 1 still right there. The 4 on the far outside. The 1 and the 4 are battling to the line. It's going to be the 4, 1, and 2.
Damn it.
I have no idea. No earthly idea what CJ McMahon was doing with that 8.
Should have just played my 57-1 horse to show. That's what I should have.
What was he doing with that 8? He was all over the track. This horse ran 1.5 miles. He was in, out, around. Great race by the 1 and the 4, though.
Yes, Rolando, the 4-1.
Yeah. Wow. That was a great race.
All 2.
Wow. Kenmore West. Named after our Kenmore Square. Gets up.
Should have been the hint.
I know.
And that was the horse I played against in my pick 4, so I'm out.
Oh, no.
I played against the 4. I had the 1, the 2, and the 6, and guess who the next 3 horses are?
Yeah.
1, the 2, and the 6.
Oh, no.
Actually, the 8 is going to nose out the 6 for 4th.
Oh.
Goodness gracious. I'm out.
Fire. Great balls of fire. Great balls of fire. Man, oh man. That was a good finish though. 1 of the 4 down to the wire. Calhoun will be happy and upset at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing against the 4, with the not being on turf and the angle and that definitely hurt me there. Yeah. Playing against the horse that ended up being the winner. Yeah. I mean, I saw what everybody else saw, but I was just trying to play against a horse that was doing something new.
Yeah.
Look at that look at that try payout. I can't believe I had that price horse and I fucked up the first two spots.
The hell were you thinking? Tonteria.
$108 try with a 2-1 and a 5-2 on top.
Oh, yeah, you like that, yeah.
Ay, caramba.
Ay de mí.
Thanks, Dan.
Ay de mí, que suerte.
Yeah, I agree, David. The ticket was fine, you know. I don't like caveman tickets. Yeah. I don't like caveman tickets. It's like I bet what I like, and you know, you're either there or you're not, and a lot of times you're not.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I think it's crazy to me when some people post, you know, that they hit like big tickets like pick fives and pick sixes, and they bet so much money that they actually lose money.
Yeah, is that right? Exactly. Yeah.
That will never happen with me because I never play tickets that big.
Yeah.
Colin and I had a really good ticket on, you know, on closing day at Churchill. It wasn't a winning ticket, you know. We missed out on a couple of things, but it was just like we were right there, and like for most of the races, we were winning the races and everything in between. But we had handicapped pretty well, and we had it pretty skinny, and even at the end with what it was paying out, the payouts were in the thousands, and
yeah,
you know, we played a couple $100 ticket.
Yeah.
One more to go, gentlemen. I'm gonna take one more quick break. I'll be right back.
No problem. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, all right, Colin. So I'll give you a rundown on the suburban field here. See what names are hitting the Colin. Okay, we got the one is Phileas Fogg for Gustavo Rodriguez and Kendrick Carmouche. It's 5-1. Disarm for Steven Asmussen and Joel Rosario, 8-1. San Siro, Brendan Walsh, Louis Sayes, 20-1. Locked, the favorite, Todd Pletcher, Jose Ortiz, 8-5. Bendug, Billy Mott, Jose Lascano, 12-1. Anna Marie, Wickworth, Curtis, 15-1. Antiquarian, Todd Velasquez, 4-1, and Awesome Aaron, Norm Case, Ira Ortiz, 7-2.
I mean, you said it last time. This feels like the playback for Antiquarian, who you told the funny story to Vinny, who told me that story about what happened to Antiquarian coming around the third.
Yeah.
The way that horse closed in that last race, you know, this feels like a nice playback spot for him.
Matt DeSantis has assured me that there will be no EMTs or cowboys or firemen or anything on the inside near the track when they come around the turn to help our friend. Exactly. So
am I crazy for kind of liking I feel like Anna Marie is that horse that pops every now and then. I'm assuming he's probably going to be the long shot in here.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's a third place horse. Maybe go a little 7-4 Anna Marie. Phileas Fogg reminds me of the formula every time I see that horse. I don't know why. I just I don't have a reasoning. I just feel like Phileas Fogg for some reason, formula immediately jumps to my head. Disarm is a horse. I just have always been on the wrong side of him. Come from off the pace. He's kind of just always that, running into much better horses, Archangelo, Arthur's Ride, First Mission, who came back last time and finished third. That was a horse Vinny was on for our daily double show. I'm assuming you're antiquarian.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Locked is the horse to beat. I'm not, I'm not being, like I keep my heart from my, from my head. Obviously, I think he's, to me, and I think you'll kind of agree with me, Colin. I think he's the one with the most upside. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, but it's which Lock shows up. If Lock shows up, the one that just blew the doors off everybody, everyone's running for second. You know what I'm saying? But if Lock sometimes just doesn't want to show up and put his A game, then Antiquarian can be right there with him. You know what I'm saying? Well,
yeah, and I mean, look at this show. And the Antiquarian, the upside that you talk about is because a lot of the races that haven't been his have been because of trouble that hit the gate in one of his first races. I remember you talking about in the race against Dornoch.
Sierra Leone hit him sideways. That's why he was out for 10 months, for 10 months, because Sierra Leone just absolutely creamed him in the stomach, So I mean, and Johnny V's always been. Notice that Aaron got 103 buyer last time, and Johnny V rode him, and he's still on an Antiquarian, which is interesting. Awesome Aaron got a 103 buyer at Pimlico with Johnny V. It's very hard to jump off a horse who gets back-to-back 100 buyers. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, that's an allowance.
But he's always loved the Antiquarian, so
that's a big step up for Awesome Aaron.
Yep. So, but I'm saying, but that shows at least, that how much he thinks of Antiquarian, which is good.
Yeah.
Uncle Sully, I'm live to the 2 and the 8 and the pick 4. Good luck, Sully.
Thanks, Sully.
Yeah, thanks, Sully. Exactly. Did you say one of the horses reminds you of the formula? Which one?
Phileas Fogg. Isn't he
Phileas Fogg.
It's like he's from 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Is that what that guy's? What's that?
Yeah.
What's Phileas Fogg from?
I don't know.
Who's the character? Phileas Fogg. Yeah, Around the World in 80 Days.
Jeez Louise.
You know what it is? Now that I Googled him, it's because formula. You were in like a play, and you wore this outfit, and we talked about Phileas Fogg, and you had this top hat, and you had the picture you sent us in the. You were in a play, and you looked like Phileas Fogg the same time that this horse was running like on the Derby Trail. And now it's just like the formula is Phileas Fogg. You guys think Loggins and me? I think Phileas Fogg in the formula.
There you go.
The Nutcracker. He was in the Nutcracker.
Did you see, Colin, all those Oscar babies run well today at Saratoga?
Did they?
They did.
Told you I'm mad at Mill Ridge Farm right now. So
I know.
Wait.
And the Oscar goes to?
I know. I don't blame you.
That's why we were saying, Colin, that Oscars are better than Emmys any day.
364 days of the year. There's one day that the Emmys are better for me.
I'll give it to you.
All right. So here we go. We're down to our final race here.
All right, we find a sleepy time pick.
Yeah, sleepy. Yeah, we got 9 minutes left. Here we go.
And this one's Sean's race.
Yep.
Sean's going to bring us all the way back.
All the way back, man.
Is Jen still in the chat? Jen Ocho, are you here? Jen Ochoa.
Yeah,
Ocho.
Here? Let's see.
Where's the Ocho?
Yeah.
¿Dónde estás, Jen Ochoa?
Interesting. Colin, Tim, who did you like in this last race, my man?
Yeah, so I wrote down on my form that this was the best top 2 of the night and the strongest exacta play of the night. And I do have the number 2, Jenny's Day, on top. This is one who fourth in the form cycle, a little one more than I would like. But if you look, this horse started out the first 2 in the maiden special weight ranks. Then the last time out caught a sloppy track, and I don't think she liked the slop at all.
Yeah.
And she's got 2/3 on the wet track in 3 starts, and that last one was the only one that she wasn't on in the money at all. And I think the distance hurt as well. That was 5 furlongs. Now we're going 6. And I just think that this one really fits in the race. And if you look dropping down to this level, maiden 10 now instead of maiden 20 last time out, this horse just looks like she should really be the best in here. And then I go to the Ocho, Bobby's Girl. So we go from Jenny's Day to Bobby's Girl, the number 8. This one is second off the in the form cycle. I actually kind of just missed last out with getting the apprentice jock in the 5 pounds, which we're going to repeat this time out. And that race was at this level. And really, the horse started out in front, got headed a little bit, came back, and fought on kind of bravely in the lane, even though ended up finishing 3rd as the beaten favorite. That was 7 furlongs, and the horse fought back in the middle pretty bravely. And I think the 6 furlongs is right where this horse wants to be. Could actually challenge the number 2, Jenny's Day. I think that one should be better than the 8. But I think both of those are much better than everybody else in the field. The horse I do have 3rd is the number 6, Rose Hill Rocket. She's one who, if you look, 3rd, last 2, the numbers have kind of leveled out, and they seem a touch below the 2 and the 8. I've got her as being the next best in the field, but I don't think she challenges the top 2. I think she's just best of the rest. The one question mark in here is obviously Sassy Sky, the first-time starter, but the Dam here has had 8 first-time starters. She does have a 2nd and 2/3, but nobody that's really challenged for the top spot. I don't think that she can. That this one can challenge for the top. She's a little bit probably below the rest. So I think the top 2 are pretty strong. The 3rd I even like as being the 3rd next best horse, and then everybody else kind of follows behind that. So for me, it's 2, 8, 6, and for a 4th, 7. 2, 8, 6, 7.
Okay. Colin, what'd you think, my man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking for the first time now, so it's a little quick handicapping. I'm not crazy about a lot of these. I can agree with Tim on the 8. I think what he said about that last time, 7 furlongs, a horse that showed some early speed, cutting back, had also shown a little bit of early speed in those 5 furlong sprints, but then tiring. I feel like that might be a nice little recipe. Your problem being there, you 8% trainer over the last 30 days with a lot of negative ROI is kind of what's jumping out at me. The 2, I don't know. I can't get sold on the 2. Just a lot of failures. I know there are some maiden special weights, but to me, it doesn't look like a horse that really likes to pass many horses. If you look at the past performances, when you see that consistent line of just 5th, 5th, 6th, 6th, 4th, 3rd, okay, passed a few there, 4, 4, 5, 3, 2, 2. I don't know. It's just for me right now at 5-2. I feel like this is the kind of race where I know you're supposed to prefer the horses that have experience under their belt, but I wouldn't mind taking a shot on one of these first-time starters. The Dam is circled on Race Lens. It has a huge ROI. It's only because of 1 win, so 1 for 8. That was in a dirt sprint. That winner was 17-1 at Delta Downs. It was back in 2023. It was at 6.5 furlongs. So, 6 furlongs is at least in the ballpark for distance. The 7 has a jockey who's 17% over the last 30 days. Has a sire who's plus 22 ROI over the past 5 years in dirt sprints. So I feel like there's enough there where at some prices for these first time starters, if you like someone else, I'd at least put these two in the mix. I think, there's nothing else I see here that makes me, the one is losing by 86 lengths and 26 lengths. The three, last seventh. And then there was another horse I saw. There was a vet scratch on the 5, which to me, the vet scratch was on June 5th. The races prior to that were 13 lengths, 40 lengths, 13 lengths, 27 lengths behind. And then you have a vet scratch. To me, that's just completely suspicious. So, not really for me. So, to me, it would be maybe throw one of these first-time starters on top, 4, 7, and then I can get down with the 8. So we'll go 4, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Leaving out my top pick, the 2.
And I get it. I mean, Racelands also has the 2 at 42%, which to me jumps. Whenever I see between 40 and 50, I immediately think that's a pretty solid number. To me, it's just 2 to 1 and a maiden claiming at 10K for a horse that doesn't pass much. That's to me.
Yeah, but she's been running against much better than these.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. How much money do we have left?
You have the current bankroll of $59.30.
$59.30. Okay. Okay. Let me see.
Oh, the 7's a maniac. I love it. The 7's a nut on the track. I'm telling you, this 7's going to blow these.
First time starter.
See you later. Get him in the gate.
Sean, I'll also give you, if you remember, I had 286. I will give you my paddock pick.
Yeah.
6.
The
6 looks really good.
And you had what?
I had 286.
Okay.
And the 6 is my paddock pick, but I was trying to really look. She looks a little washed.
The 6 does?
Yeah, I think she's a little washed. I just think the 2 is much the best, and the odds are starting to reflect the money is really coming in. She's 8 to 5 now.
All right. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Yeah. All right, here we go. I got the pick. Ring the bell. School's out.
Sorry, my computer's glitched on me.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Who with the 6, 7, 8?
Who?
Say it again.
6, 7, 8.
For how much?
$2. So that's $36, right?
A $2 try?
Yeah.
Or key
box. Yeah. 2 with the 2, and then with the 6, 7, 8. I think the 7 and 8 can get up.
Yeah, that'll be 36.
Yep. And the 7 can get in there. And make our trifecta look just swell. Thank you to everybody joining us tonight here. Over 200 strong.
Malathot, remember.
Yeah.
Freedom has a cost.
Have a fabulous 4th of July, Malathot. Irene liked the 2-8 box with the 2 to win and maybe a little super 2-3-7-8 with 2-3-7-8 with 2-3-6-7-8 with 1. Like it. Good luck there, Irene. Juan has the biggest betting drop, 12 to 1 down to 7 to 1. Colin, stick to the sleepy time pick, please. We are just Thank you again to everybody who's joined us tonight.
Bob Jackson, good luck to you.
Good luck, buddy.
Dan's playing a $2 try, 2 with the 7-8 with all for $24.
I like it.
Dan, I actually played a 2-8 all.
I'm hoping the 7 can get
So
in.
we're thinking similar. Hopefully we
mess up the apple cart.
Let's get a 2-8 and 5. Let's get a 2-8-5.
Okay, even though I have the 7, and that would help our bet the most. let's get a 2-8-5. Yeah, absolutely.
Tim's personal bet.
It's just perfect. Let's just not get the highest price in there, please. So I can have 3 trifectas on the night. Thank you, folks, for coming.
Wait, look at I forgot, Sean. We'll take a 2-8-7. 2-8-7.
Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go.
2-8-7.
There you go. That will work for you. There you go.
2-8-7, Sean. That's what I want. I really do.
I like it. There you go.
Yes, hopefully everyone gets through tomorrow and keeps all of their digits intact.
Yeah. Everybody have a safe 4th of July.
Yeah, be really safe out there.
Yeah, be safe. Yeah, it's amateur hour for a lot of people on the night,
The 4 loaded in without a jockey, going to get on board in the gate.
Yeah. Six actually looks pretty good.
Lundi Grasmambo. Say that 3 times real fast.
8's on her toes. And we're all in. Whoa.
Oh my
Sombarti, the 8, quick out of the gate and fast to the lead.
The 6 never came out of the gate.
Yeah, he's still in it.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna probably be a no contest for the 6.
That will be a
But Bobby's Girl right now has about a neck lead over Sacred Vow down to the inside.
7. Come on, 7.
1.5 back to Bobby.
Keep going,
and
7.
behind that one, the 3 and the 4 are challenging. It's another 2 back to the 2, 3 more back to the 1. Up front, Sassy Sky has a half lead over Sacred Vow down to the inside. Bobby's Girl to the outside.
Now, come on, 2. Where's the 2? Come on now, 7.
2 is starting to make a run up the inside rail. The 2 is going to need the rail to open up as we hit the top of the stretch. The half was in 47.47. The 2 is got plenty of momentum coming to the outside.
Come on, 7. All the way.
Come on now. Come on, 7. All the way. Come on, you guys. Come on, 7.
To the outside is starting to make a run. The 7's up front. The 7's going to win it all.
Only winners in the lounge.
2 and 8.
Only winners in the lounge.
We didn't have the 2, but I had the 7. Oh, we did, yeah.
Only winners in the lounge.
Yeah, we did. We had it. 7, 2, and 8.
Yep.
I placed one
the
bet.
First time starter. That's what we said. 10-1 on top. Boom.
Yep. Beautiful.
Only winners.
Only winners in the lounge.
We're going to cash that one big.
Where's Alhambra? Where's Alhambra now?
10-1.
Where is he?
Only winners in the lounge.
Boom.
Razor's in the house. Only
What's
winners.
up, Razor Sharp Pigs?
What's up, Razor? Rick Johnson had 2, 7, 8. Look at Rick. Good job, Rick. 2 is 7, 8 all. 2 all.
2, 8.
I told you that's
Oh,
like a
you know you need a 2 on top. I mean, Rick, did you box it? Hopefully. But yeah. Not look at that, folks.
Take it.
And we may actually make money back because the 6 we actually let me see. The 6
is looking for hay in stall 5.
And what did the 6?
He never left the gate.
He never left the gate. We almost want him to stay as a starter. Stay as a starter. He missed the gate. We're fine.
This is gonna pay.
This is gonna pay nice.
Nailed it. Sassy Sky.
Yeah, well, I really like that one there. That was my top pick.
Way to go, 728.
Nice, Jen. There she is.
Keep the 6 in the gate. Say he was a starter. Keep him in the race. Take that inquiry down.
So, Sean, just to give you a gauge, the 7-2 exacta is paying $58 for 2.
Wow.
Oh, the 5's gate opened early.
Great job, Jen. That's amazing.
Yeah. So once again, we have a 2 with the 678 trifecta key box. So we did cash this bet for $2. So we're going to have the trifecta for $2 with a 10-1 shot on top.
Oh, yeah, that 6 just wouldn't come out.
And the 5 left early. Did you see the 5?
Yeah, the 5 cheated the gate. Yeah.
Yeah, the 5 leaves early. The 6 doesn't leave at all.
No, the 5 busted through early. The 6 just kind of sat around in the gate. And the first time started the 7. Sassy Sky.
Boom. There's a line. Is that a Lombre finally coming around for when you suddenly disappear when I nail it.
Inquiry. Yeah. And I'm sure the inquiry's into the start for the 6. So it does not affect the finish of the race.
Does not R3 exactly. They're
not affect the finish.
Race canceled.
The 6 is declared the winner.
Yeah, exactly.
And I bet 5 across on the 7. I'm happy.
Yeah, I had him across as well. That was my.
I wish I bet my effing 2. That's what. 55-1.
What are we declaring here?
No contests. Colin Sheenan bet on the race, so all refunds are returned.
7283. Do we have a disqualification there?
They're probably canceling the 5 because right? They took the 5 out.
And number 6, Rose Hill.
Oh my God! They declared both the 5 and the 6 non-starters. That's terrible. Because the 5 has to be because he was early. I knew they would do that to him.
But that's good for you and your bet, right? Don't you get that back?
No. Well, yeah, the 6, yeah. So I get the 6 money back because he's a non-starter. But let's see what happens. That's going to kill our try. Because now the 2 goes down to, the 2 goes down to 3-5. 7 goes to 7-1. And So that,
I do like how fast Evangeline Downs gets their prices up and everything kind of straightened out.
Yeah. So, we have it for.
Would you do $1 or $2?
2.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So we had originally placed a bet with 3 horses, and with 3 horses, basically it's a $36 bet. So with 2, it's only a $12 bet.
Yeah.
So we're going to have $24 back
Extra.
on top of the trifecta payout.
Yep. Exactly. Do they do? Oh no! Do they do the 5 or do they do the 6? Oh, the 6. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I said Refunds will be available shortly. Now they're going to keep us until like 11 to try to get this.
So I've updated the bankroll to put the money back in for the 6.
Yeah. Okay.
So
there you go.
we'll have 47 plus the whatever the tri pays here.
Okay. That's a shame. We would have been,
Yeah, with all the refunds, it's going to affect the payouts as well.
Yeah, we would have definitely been winners had they not done the buffoonery.
It's still going to pay. It's still going to pay because the 7 was a longer shot on the board. But now with the adjusted money, the 7 is 7-1, not 10-1.
Yeah.
But G Zimmer put up a question, which I just looked. The pay on the try at Canterbury race 9. So race 9 at Canterbury finished 12-1 over 23-1 over 22-1. What do you guys think the try 50-cent try paid?
12.
12.
So our 50-cent try paid $13.50.
Yeah, so we'll have it for 54.
54. Okay. Not bad. So did we make a buck for the night?
Yep.
Yeah. Only winners of the lounge.
$1.30. We made
even despite the right, come on now. There you go.
The final bankroll is 101.30.
Yeah. There you go. Only winners in the lounge on 4th of July weekend. That stinks. Imagine what it would have paid if the 5 and 6 had stayed in the race. We would have been way ahead. Yeah, we would have gotten over 100, I think. With him at 9-1,
Yeah, I mean, my payouts were showing 112 for what I bet on the 7, and I got 65 back. So
nice. Yeah.
Definitely almost half.
Very good. In the black. Yep. Exactly. Yep. $3,000 for that. Yeah. See, only winners. Exactly.
Yeah, Groundhog, you'd be very disappointed then because it paid out $300 for 50 cents.
Excuse me.
So definitely something to question over there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that would have been much better if we had thank you, Vince, as always, my friend. Jen, always a fun time, win or lose, my friend. So to everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We so appreciate it. And everyone have a safe, happy, and fun 4th of July weekend. Be safe on the roads out there. And so we can see you on Tuesday night for more Tuesday Night Lights with Assiniboia. Thank you to everybody again. Happy 4th of July, Colin, Tim. You guys have a great weekend. Only winners in the lounge. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.